It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Flying down from Nova Scotia today.
I have a dream.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
Doom Nation, what's up, guys? We are back once again. You were listening to the Two Doom Men podcast. And as always, it's Skaggs and your captain. And we are joined today by some of our good friends, Sergeant and Samurai. Say what's up, guys.
What's up, kids? How's everybody today?
What's up, fellas? Good, man. We
Uh,
are good. We are chilling. Garrett and Steven, two of our good friends from
Yep.
the Patriot podcast group. Like we
Oh,
said,
yeah.
we've said a couple times we were going to get around to getting everybody on and doing.
I think
each other's
that's how
shows
we
and
should
whatnot.
start next year, man.
What's that? Well, with all the
I
with
think like
everybody?
each week it should just be a different guy from the community, and that's just start the year off big.
It's getting tougher
yeah.
though, right? Because how many every
I know,
every
it
week
keeps growing.
three more people jump into that group, so it's a
Which
lot.
is
it's a lot
great.
now. Though. Yeah.
Yes,
we're
it's
the OGs
awesome.
here. We're the OGs.
Yeah.
It is awesome though.
But what's great about it is everybody like still has like their own flavor. Like the last time when we were on your show, we talked about how all these podcasts are like death by 1,000 cuts.
Yep.
And it's like a different knife each time now. Like
It
there's
is.
really like, I mean, it's all the same content, but everybody's got their different way of presenting it and their different conspiracies and their flavor. It's great. Like there's something for everyone. And that just makes more people listen.
I like how we disagree a lot.
Oh yeah.
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 Well,
We do.
but that's what I said this from the second Trump announced his presidency and the whole world blew up and the media went psycho over it. I know like the two-party system's bullshit and it's, two wings of the same bird, but we have a two-party system because sometimes the people who agree with this win and sometimes the people who agree with this win. And it's okay. We're supposed to not agree because if everyone moved in unison, we'd be the Nazi party probably,
Yeah, it's interesting to disagree too, right? Like one of the
You have
things me
to,
and Chris
though.
have always said, like our show was founded
Yeah.
upon,
Disagreeing.
disagreement, and then it
Disagreement.
never really happened
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
But if
Well, as more and more stuff goes on, too, like you're just like, all right, this is so absolutely ridiculous. Like you can't disagree on it. Like you'll both look at it and be like, is this real life? Or are we in
Right.
upside down
Yeah.
world? What is
It's
going
actually-
on right now?
It's actually a pretty like
Clown world.
interesting
Clown
like
world,
projection because like I started like episode 1 with like Hillary Clinton, I don't even want to accuse her of anything before
Yeah.
YouTube takes this episode down.
I know.
But I believe every conspiracy about Hillary.
I'm with
Skaggs is
you.
over there like, you're crazy. I'm talking about all these conspiracies, and he's talking about universal health care through Bernie Sanders. And now, over 100 episodes later, it's complete anarchy.
I'm an anarchist now
And
after
red pill,
105 episodes.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's conspiracies. The FBI was involved in January 6th. Just it grew over time where when you were the first person who was like, yeah, I buy this shit, you really looked crazy back then.
Not so much no more.
No, because now everything's come true.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, like you even said January 6th, right? Like just yesterday it came out that, Shifty Schiff like literally fixed and doctored text messages from Jordan to Meadows. Like the guy who was running the Russia collusion that got caught, the guy who's been caught doing so many things, and then like on the biggest commission on the insurrection. Okay. Literally, he's like, I'm going to fix the text messages and gets caught. Like,
Yeah.
how good of a fucking prosecutor are you to get
Dude.
caught like that?
Dude, I was at the gym today.
He's the worst.
Good. Yeah. Dude,
Evil.
I saw him I'm at the gym today, and
You
I'm
saw
seeing
Shift at the
no,
gym?
no. If I
Okay.
did, I'd
Yeah,
be
I
in
was like,
jail
holy
right now.
shit.
I'd be in jail right now.
Way more self-control than me, Chris.
Yeah. So anyway, CNN is on some of the TVs. They have like CNN, Fox, and CBS, and I realized that's the only reason why CNN has like 30% of its viewerships because delis and doctors' offices and
So,
gyms leave
I
it
got
on
something
all
for
day.
you. All right, so I got something for you, right? So I always said, and maybe you guys can help me out on this one. I was like, how do they even count like viewerships? Do they count like, okay, per
can
TV
answer
screen
this.
on, right? So what I noticed though, you know, like I'm like they used to be, they were on every airport, every station.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like, do they really have that many viewers, or is it just because they're playing in every major platform? They have a contract with, you know, Newark Airport, LAX, whatever it is, to be playing them all the time. But I just traveled recently, and I'll tell you what, there was not one TV on CNN.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah,
one.
I think they
Good.
lost the
I could
contract.
actually
the
answer
airport
it.
contract. They don't have the airport contract anymore. It expired like recently.
They
or
did.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, go
I think
ahead,
it
Chris.
might have been almost a year ago when they lost that
Yeah.
contract.
That's
Yeah.
that's odd timing, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah.
That they just
Yeah.
lost all their viewership.
Yep. So I actually used to work in the media industry.
Okay.
So you're saying like, how do they know?
Yeah,
like,
how
the
do they
viewership?
calculate? Because I don't know.
So one side of it's based on advertisement profit. So
Okay.
if you are Ford and you advertise at 8:00 and you start to see that like you're airing at, to really simplify it, it's way more complex than this.
Yeah.
If you start to see that if you play your commercial at 8:00 on Mondays and Tuesdays, that your F-150 sales go up. So you
Yep.
know that
There's
a lot
more
of people,
viewership?
yeah, yes. So you know that there's viewers in that area. Then there's a thing called the Nielsen or Nelson, yeah, Nielsen report.
Yeah.
And they actually send like people to your house, and I'm sure it's done over online now, and I'm sure it's all completely gone digital, where you participate, where they take a sample of 1 million people in different sections of the country, and they participate in a survey.
So almost
But-
like how like YouTube does those things. Can you take a quick survey on how
Yeah.
you heard about us or something like that before you
Yeah.
go to your next thing? So
Right.
that's kind of like the new report of the Nielsen report.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I'm sure it's digitalized by now.
Actually,
yeah,
it's
it
not,
is.
dude. I got a Nielsen thing last year,
Okay.
in the mail, and I did it because they paid me, and I had no job at the time, so I'm like, shit, $10 for free. What do I give a fuck?
Yeah.
And I filled it out, and I just like one.
I could get one gallon of gas now.
down the whole thing. I didn't pay attention to anything, and I mailed it back to them. They paid for postage and everything.
Yeah.
I got an envelope in the mail like a week later. They sent me $10. I was like, all right.
So the only thing I'd have to say about that though is
The
like
voucher.
everything in this world is corrupt. So like I don't trust that like CNN's viewership isn't even being lied about and the numbers aren't being fudged. This is just the biggest number they could lie about without people getting like suspicious.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
and if they're lying about the numbers, they're not doing a very good job.
Well, I mean,
They've
look
been
at all
lying
the
about
toilet-
every
toilet.
number for 2 years now.
Yeah.
They're abysmal.
Longer,
They're-
but
they're
definitely
radio.
trackable.
Yes.
2 years.
Horrible.
I mean, the Grim Reaper just showed up there, right? Was it Cuomo's gone now
Yep.
from them? Looked
Cuomo,
Donald-
his
gone.
producer,
And Project Veritas just nailed
Right,
another
there's-
one.
the other
Right.
producer.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw that today, man. Project Veritas put up a conversation that he had on the phone with somebody,
And it was
It was-
disgusting.
yeah, I'm
And
not
that
gonna
was
say
and
it
that
here,
wasn't
but-
even Cuomo's publisher or producer. That was another one.
yeah.
And
These
then
people
just
are all
three now.
creeps,
but
creeps,
also
man.
just recently oh no, I think it might have been a Sony executive that got
You
caught.
saw that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some big executive, I think from Sony, just got
It was
arrested.
Sony.
In what
In
they break up like
California or
a
something.
brothel or something, but it had underage teens or like underage kids or something in it.
Maybe it's something
Jesus.
different because I saw a Sony exec. Basically, what they did was like To Catch a Predator him, and he was having conversations with what he
Chris
thought
Hansen.
was like a 15-year-old boy, and the guy showed up at his house because he invited the boy over his house, and it's like in this posh, like Silicon Valley or California type, house and whatever. And he's like, you invited a 16 or 15-year-old boy over to have sex with you, and it's like a 30, 40 something year old man, and
Yeah.
he's just like closes the door, and the guy's outside with a bullhorn. He's like, your neighbor's trying to fuck little boys, like
man.
going hard, dude.
That's exactly what
Yeah.
somebody like that deserves. It becomes.
But isn't it strange that
I was
like,
just gonna
Scarlet
say,
Letter.
what are you gonna say, Cap? You're probably thinking the exact same thing I'm thinking, but we're gonna,
does it involve Trump or no? But
no, I was gonna
I-
say, do you think the timing of all this stuff has anything to do with the Maxwell trial? That is,
It-
like all of a sudden,
Sacrificial lambs.
yeah, it could. Well, I mean, if she named names, but if you look at it like in a bar graph, like the number of arrests made for sex trafficking or any type of trafficking went way up under Trump. You know, there was some under Obama and some under Bush, and you know, there's always been some, but like
No,
Trump's was like,
astronomically.
yeah, Trump's was like double, triple, quadruple the amount. So just like a one-time deal of quadrupling the numbers in a one-time term in those 4 years, a lot of people talked, and then a lot more people talked.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Like everybody got a deal. Like we know Ghislaine Maxwell got a deal of some sorts. We just don't know what it's going to be yet. The trial just reconvened yesterday, but a lot of
Did they
people
get a
fucking
deal?
talked.
Because I thought that was the big talk was like, you know,
They're not going to let us know if she gets a deal.
That's been our
We'll never
premise,
know.
that the deal is you get a show trial, you go down for the rest of your life, and you spend life behind bars. You don't rat anybody out, you know, and we don't suicide you. That's the deal, because we're not getting anything out of it.
well, didn't the judges say they're sealing her black book, like just like they did with Epstein's? So there was no unnecessary name dropping. That was
There
the
might
words.
be.
Oh
yeah.
no, I think no, she wanted a witness to be remained anonymous, and the
Yeah.
court rejected
He
that. I
denied
believe
that.
that was just today.
That was
Um,
today, but I think
oh, no, I was thinking of
earlier
the-
today.
So
The black book.
inside, so I didn't hear anything about the black book, but the videos and the hard drives of all the past videos and photos and stuff, the FBI had it from the 2009 investigation,
No
and
shit.
for some reason they
gave it
couldn't
back.
use it in this one. Yeah. So
Trying to see if I can
like
get
Skaggs
it.
and I were talking the other week, like she's gonna go down and she just has to take the bullet so the rest of the world doesn't have to take the bullet and we get nothing out of it.
But I almost feel like too, even if they throw her in jail, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, this is a lookalike that's in jail," and she'll just
Oh,
go
a
do her
club.
thing in like fucking the Rocky Mountains up in
Yeah.
Canada or something, and hang out with your go all day.
A Club Fed where she has a penthouse suite and you know a tennis court and a pool and a gym and a
Golf
massage
course,
therapist. Yeah. And she's in federal prison, but you know,
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
mean,
there's secret golf courses that like, you know, around the world and shit. Like
So I got from the Inner City Press, this guy who's at the trial and he's covering it. It says, seems clear that Maxwell is not calling any of the 35 witnesses that they submitted, and that the list is still withheld in full, not just redacting the ones they wanted pseudonymous. So like, I don't know. They had a list of apparently 35 witnesses that they were willing to call, the Maxwell team, but they're not going to call anybody. Like,
because they can't remain anonymous.
Yeah, right. It's all just very sketchy, you know.
It's one
You
red
think?
flag
Yeah.
after another. Like that might be like my
Red flag
whole
trial.
deal for 2022 is like, you know, we were trying to wake people up. We were trying to like get people like, can we at least just start calling out red flags? Like that's a little suspicious. Like, you know what I mean? No one in here is a judge or a lawyer. I don't know. Do you guys have law degrees? I don't. You know, we don't
I've
know.
watched so much Law and Order. I think I am.
You have an honorary degree.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't know exactly what's going on and how it all works, but like none of this is suspicious to you. Like Bill Clinton's name is showing up time and time again, but the entire trial is going to go by and we're never going to talk about him.
No, Slick
Not
Willie?
suspicious, not like,
No.
you know, and that's when you know, when you're dedicated to the stupidity. You know?
Yeah, well, you're not going to call out the guy who got caught lying under oath to the whole nation for getting a humdog in the Oval Office. But
That would've been- that would've
everybody
been an
loves
interesting
him,
time to be doing a podcast, man.
I don't-
Back when that was all going on.
Oh yeah,
dude. He
I don't
lied
hate
to
Oh
him.
my
the-
god, that would been great.
he's one of the few. I
OJ
know he's
trial.
corrupt.
podcast.
Yeah, right.
The OJ trial podcast.
I know,
Holy
right?
shit! Imagine that.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
But I don't hate Bill Clinton. I know he's a corrupt piece of shit and a murderous piece of shit, but like he was entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
He was
But the
ridiculous.
problem is he's married to one of the most satanic, corrupt pieces of shit ever. So the apple doesn't
Yeah.
fall far from the tree. And then even outside Little Rock, Arkansas, in front of the courthouse where they are, they have like a statue of Moloch or Baal or whatever you want to call it, that goat, the
Mm,
goat god, child sacrifice, and they have children playing around it.
nice.
So once you cross that line with me, I really don't have any sympathy for whatever happens to you from here on out.
I wouldn't.
yeah,
I,
I
wouldn't
agree
care
with you
about
on that. And you're seeing nowadays too, like there's this weird.
Sags,
sort
you
of-
got a kid now, bro.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna
I know, yeah.
change.
It
Like
gives you
just
perspective.
like this quick, like you look into that baby and you're just like these motherfucker, like you know, like it's
Yeah.
just like something switches on your insides and you're just like death to all pedophiles.
No, I get it 100%. There's something weird going on too in like culture right now where they're trying to like normalize
I've been saying that for a long
pedophilia
time.
and what was it? That teacher was like, they're not pedophiles, they're minor attracted individuals. That's not the only
Yeah,
instance we've
what
seen
the
of stuff like that. That movie on Netflix, Cuties, which is like the kids dancing around in like sexually suggestive ways. It's just what the fuck?
That was ridiculous.
That's
They have
somewhere
their
that I don't think.
own-
Look, there's certain things on culture that we can like adapt and change and give. Like gay people getting married, fine, no big deal, whatever. But children and pedophilia, get the fuck out of here. That's not something.
Yeah, that's a hard pass.
They
Hard
have
pass.
their own pride
Hard
flag.
no. Hard
Look,
stop.
I was thinking about this today too. It used to be normalized, like way back in ancient times. Like you could
Well,
go
think
back
about all
to-
the Romans.
right, the Romans, the
Yeah,
ancient
but
Greeks. Like
you didn't
I'm
live
just
that
saying,
long back then.
No, that is true. That is true. You didn't live that long back then, but it was something that used to be normalized.
Yeah.
But like as society and as human civilization has progressed, like we get better. So
You would
now
hope.
we've, I guess, realized, assaulting children sexually is not a good thing. So
All right,
why the fuck?
I got
are
a
we-
question for you
Yeah.
then. So do you think did it get better or they just hit it better? I don't think it's ever changed. I think it went underground.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it went underground, but that's because like culture changed, like accepted culture changed. It used to be accepted.
Well, there
culture.
was less monarchs and there was less like heavy hammered tyrants, so it
And
became
less
more
internet.
like diplomatic and
Yeah.
and less internet
Less
and all that
cameras
other
everywhere.
stuff. So they're
Right.
like, that's real. Because like I mean, think about it this like in medieval times, if some king was diddling boys, like what the only course of getting that information out was like heary from your soapbox, and then you would hope the
Right.
guy would do it down the road and then down the road, and that was your first internet, right?
And then even then, what
And-
the fuck could you do? He was the king,
Yeah.
and you were a peasant serf.
The king would chop your head off. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're going to
sure.
say that
Yeah,
about me?
All those guys
Yeah.
were dead in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Exactly.
chop your head off, and then I use it as a fuck toy. Great, awesome.
I mean, like, yeah,
But isn't it funny though
Well,
that
escalated.
it went underground? It went underground, and the elites keep getting like out of every little child sex trafficking story that I've heard, it's never been the Joe Schmo in college who works at McDonald's is also trafficking children. It's all or showing up to these parties.
They're
It's
middle
always-
people that are moving the kids. I actually just got to spend the weekend with Denise. Sorry, I'm like stuttering. Blah, 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 blah. And she's like she's huge on Instagram, but she does a lot of the border and the child sex trafficking at the border. She just had Alan West on, who I think is running for governor of
I like him. Yeah.
Texas, right?
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
Texas.
He was at the event.
he wrote
too.
he wrote a book. Am I crazy or something, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she,
Colonel Allen,
so
yes,
all
yeah, he's
weekend
nice,
she
good
was
guy.
just telling me like how some of the stuff goes and like almost like the Underground Railroad and shit, and it's wild, man. Because I mean, she knows her stuff about that. But getting back to another point, do any of you guys follow Larry Johnson on IG? Former
Yeah,
football player.
Maybe.
I know who you're talking about, but no, I don't follow him.
Remember Larry Johnson used to play for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yeah.
Follow him.
Really?
Fucking madman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow him?
So I mean, obviously I knew him through football, but I first got introduced to him through like Sam Tripoli's podcast, Tinfoil Hat. And he's like big on like numerology, like linking it up. And the other thing he's been very outspoken is like the black elites, like the athletes and how they do all like the worship and how they do that. And I forget what the name, it's the black nobility, which is like their high society, like they're Freemasons, the black.
Their own secret society.
Yes, exactly. It's like the black, it's like all like one thing real quick is like, all like the Greek fraternities, the black Greek fraternities, right? Like LeBron James has a big black Greek fraternity on his chest.
They brand
right?
them.
And they brand them. Quick question, boys. Didn't LeBron James come right out of high school?
Yeah,
didn't
he
play?
did.
So why does he have a college fraternity tattooed on his chest?
That's a good question.
Okay,
Yeah.
so little thing. But getting back to my point. So today he posted some wild shit. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. So
What's
this way.
his Instagram?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we have
It's
to.
the number 2, then Larry Johnson, and then the number 7 because he was 27.
Well, he must be shadow banned because he ain't coming
Yep.
up.
Oh, they shadow banned the shit out of him because that boy speaks hot fire.
All right,
I tried to get him on the podcast. He won't talk to me.
It sounds like our account.
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah,
Sounds like all of
2
our accounts.
Larry Larry Johnson, and then the number 7.
I just got him.
You got him?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got like 130K. Okay, so
I see what you're talking about. The black
second
excellence.
post, yeah, the Black Excellence. So it's like Sir Lewis Hamilton of the House of Black Excellence, and he's getting knighted. I hate doing this. He's getting knighted by Prince Charles, right? Then it goes to the next one where it has like all their garb and all that stuff, right? Then it goes to the next one where Rick Ross is wearing it with the ring and everything else, right? Then it goes to the next one where it's the Knight Templars on top and the Catholic Church wearing the same exact pendants, chess pieces, everything else, right? Then it goes to Jimmy Savile, who has all that stuff right next to Prince Charles. Then it goes to Cyril Smith, prominent British politician, right? Then it comes to this guy, right? So this guy, I forget his name, and then you can see like ancient Egypt and stuff. But basically what that guy was saying in the video is that the African American or the black DNA is actually the only real human DNA, like pure human DNA that doesn't come from Neanderthals.
Oh, so they just evolved
technically
naturally, like human.
Technically they're the true human race, and they don't want, like, that's why this is being treated like this. And I mean, you've heard about it, like the cradle of creation came from Africa, and all that. So, but what they were saying too is like the royal bloodline is so like inbred and everything else that they're like literally like their bloodline's a step above a dog. Like they're so interspecies and bred and everything else that like
the royal family of England, like or
just all royal families together, because like, they're all linked because it's been going for thousands of years. They're all related, right? So, but they were saying, it was like, they're like, why are they letting like the dog blooded people, or however they said it, knight the only pure blood humans? Yeah. So it comes down to like different species on the planet, different stuff. But the more stuff you go into, you're like, is he no more?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's like been a thing for, I guess you could say, royal families forever, right? I mean, look, like
you always gave your cousin over.
All these shows and whatnot that we watch, like they take inspiration from real life stuff, like what like the Targaryens all getting intermarried in Game of Thrones. That's
a lot of them not even knowing.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't surprise me. It is interesting what you were saying before about the Neanderthals and whatnot. I took a what was it? One of those classes about like ancient people, and they were talking about that, how like Neanderthals were in Europe mostly, and they were different DNA, different species from Homo sapiens, and eventually Homo sapiens ended up like breeding.
Isn't it amazing that one whole breed of like at the beginning there was like competition for a breed of humanity. And they were bigger and stronger. They were just dumber, so brains outweighed the muscle.
Yeah, we don't really know exactly what happened. I remember from the class itself, they were just saying, they just kind of were bred out of existence. They interbred with Homo sapiens and like
and then the Homo sapiens DNA took over and took dominance over the species, and that's kind of how it was created.
Like they fought some giant war. It's just that the way
maybe they did. That'd be pretty crazy if they did.
It would be, cool to think about, but there's still Neanderthal DNA in like Scandinavian people.
Yeah,
you could just tell. Like our buddy Greg, you could just look at him. You think that's a Neanderthal.
Dude, I was gonna say the same thing,
there.
Steve. How many people do we know that have that giant eyebrow? And you're like, what's the first thing you look at? You're like, you Neanderthal motherfucker.
Well, I mean, you're in
Big Steve's
MMA
freezing.
and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, people got them brick foreheads.
Yes. There was one heavyweight champion, some white guy from Russia or something, bald but like real hairy and just fat, and like he was a Neanderthal, bro.
Yeah,
I think they're
living,
still
breathing Neanderthal.
So I don't know about you guys, but like they say we're thinking right now they've found like hobbit type species on like long lost islands, right, and all that other stuff. And people are like, oh, that's crazy, whatever, right? But we were just talking about how many different species coexisted at the same time on the planet. So it's really not that far-fetched to go. I mean, like if you want to go down the lizard people route and everything else, like, but it's not far-fetched to think that there's more than one species of human on Earth when we evolved from how many different species to become.
When there actually was competition. Yeah.
We don't even know if it was competition. Like they could have just, they could have all gotten along. And,
well, I'm not saying competition.
No, but just like genetic
one
competition, evolution
genetic
competition.
makeup.
Well, I did not think that this is where this podcast is going into like scientific history, but
that's okay. Look, we're not as dumb as we look.
We didn't discuss anything before we went on. We're like, just start recording. We'll figure it
hit
out.
the button.
Figure it out as we go.
It was a few Instagram direct messages and just
And
roll.
here
right
we
into it.
are,
And that's
lizard people and Neanderthals.
I've been entertained the entire time.
You know what's interesting? You guys heard of that island in like the South China Sea, maybe the Sentinel Island, where there's like
Okay.
wild people that live there that are like completely.
They kill everybody that tries to come
like,
to the island, right?
Every time people have tried
Good
to
for
go there,
them.
they shoot arrows at them.
Yep.
But
Oh, the
they're like,
Headhunter Nation or whatever it is, right?
I don't think they're headhunters.
They're not,
It's like
but
North
they-
Sentinel Island or
Is it
something
is
like
it off the
that.
coast of India?
Somewhere, yeah. Like it's pretty
I
remote.
think it's
like that
India.
India or South
Yeah.
Asian Sea or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
and
they've flown drones over and they like take the drones out. And if you go on shore, you last about 15 seconds.
Yeah, before they just
Come in peace.
hack
They're like,
you.
we don't care.
Yeah,
Get out of
Yeah.
here.
It's
Or
interesting.
I don't want your COVID.
It's interesting. Yeah, that's a good point, right? It's interesting how they've been able to just survive for that long, and withstand the rest of human society. At the same time, they're kind of at our mercy, right? Because if we really
Yeah.
wanted to, we could
Show
roll
up
up
with the
there with the
Navy.
Marine Corps and just completely wipe them out and take them over. So they're
Like
kind
they
of
do
just,
in the Amazons all the time, right?
right. Yes, they are doing that. Yeah.
So for me, it's not that far.
Bulldozers.
Yeah, it's not that far fetched though, because that's how we survived before we had all this fancy schmancy stuff that
Yeah,
gave us all
primitive
the
living.
comforts of the world. So
Yeah.
like we're capable of it. It's just that we're the softest human beings out there.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting because of the fact that they're on a small island, like
Like
sometimes
being
resources-
sustainable with
yes,
resources and
can
everything
be
else.
limited on a small island.
They
But
get
I mean,
the resources from the sea.
even resources of other humans, right? Like how are they breeding? Like they
Because
must
How
they're
are they
keeping
not
it
so
simple.
inbred?
Like-
yeah, probably they're all inbred, but it's got to be a very simple way of life.
Like you roll
Minus
up,
the
it just
inbreeding.
looks like the hills got eyes.
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, because there's no way that they can get a new fresh line of blood in there because no one else
Right.
is allowed to come in, and you're only leaving if they put you in the ground or they
Right.
eat you. I don't know what they do because no one else knows.
They
Yeah,
could
I
eat
feel
you.
Flawless.
like they should be left alone though, to their own device. Like why
Yeah.
why fuck with them?
But it's got to be weird. Like
We all
first
should be
time they
left
saw a
alone to
drone-
our own devices.
Yeah,
Why fuck
shit.
with us?
100%. 100%
You
agree
know?
with you there, brother.
could you imagine
Yes,
though, like
true
the
story.
first time they saw a drone? They're
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like, what
Yeah.
the hell is this?
What is this devil technology?
Or like a
They don't even
chopper
have-
flying over. Like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
They
I
don't
think
even
it's
have
aliens or
like
some shit.
rotary phones. They don't have like lights to turn on. Like forget like TV or an iPhone.
Nothing.
But
Yeah.
now all of a sudden,
A lighter. Think about it. A lighter.
yeah, they don't even know
what
that.
that is.
And now all of a sudden, a machine as loud as a helicopter is flying over.
You guys ever listen to Bob Lazar, the Area
Yep.
51 UFO?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
he I think he made the point of, he said that we have like recovered UFO alien technology
Said like 5 of them or 6 of
Right.
them that he's seen.
in Nevada, and they've been like working on it for decades, and they can't figure it out. And I don't know if it was Rogan or if it was him that made this point. It's like, imagine if you took a nuclear reactor and you went back in time and you gave it to like Victorian England.
Yeah, they all be dead
Scientists.
like a day.
They'd be dead in the day, right? Because they don't
Yep.
know what they think it's magic, and they wouldn't know what it is. So they were
They'd
trying to
be
make the point
poking
like
it.
this.
They be sacrificing people
Yeah.
in it.
This this technology is so advanced, like they can't figure it out because that's just how advanced.
Well,
it
the
is.
wild shit is that one chemical compound that he was saying that they had like in 1981. And everybody's
Yes.
like, you're a crazy person. And now it's on the periodical
Yes.
chart.
Yes, it came true that it exists, right?
Hell,
Think
Element
about that.
119
That happened. I was born
or
in
something.
82. So that was 40 years ago. He was saying, we got this. So that just shows, like, I mean, and Steve, obviously can attribute to this. Like, he was in the military. Like, they got shit
Oh yeah,
that we couldn't even fathom of. Like
Yep.
think about as simple as like even GPS, right? Like I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but this is just speculation, boys. I heard that they've had like glass that they have phones that do it now that fold, but they had like glass maps, like high technology maps that they could just roll up for like special forces and Delta, like in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Well, I think when we did when we had We the People on,
James.
yeah, James, he I want to say Project Bluebeam, but I don't remember
Yeah.
the exact name. Where back then
The
during the Cold
holographic
War,
stuff is
they had drones that could project a holographic image of a fighter plane and stuff like that.
yeah, that
and-
was the whole Northwoods.
Yeah. So I always believe that you got to think like right now, what was the military budget for this year? It was $7 billion. Something Like that.
778 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, 778 billion. Right.
It's insane.
So could you imagine like
And they're all a bunch of pansies. What the hell's going on here?
like it didn't cost that much to become Batman, and it didn't cost that much to become Iron Man. They've had every piece of tech. They had iPhones when we, didn't even have Nextels yet.
Yeah.
They had, they've been probably 2 decades ahead of us.
At least.
For a very, very long time.
Once they figure out how to make money off of it and patent it, they release
military contracting and stuff like that.
Yeah, once they figure, and not even that, just to the public, like general public. Like once they're like GPS, how could they have global positioning? You can find yourself anywhere.
Oh yeah,
Magellan. Let's go with Magellan.
If you guys ever, either of you guys ever watch The Big Bang Theory?
I've seen it. That's with
I had seen it. I never really got into it.
Okay.
The hot chick and then the
Penny
dorky
and,
chick from Roseanne,
the
or
nerds.
dorky dude from Roseanne.
Yes.
But I'm aware of the concept of the show.
Yes.
So eventually they come up with this gyroscopic global GPS, right? It's a GPS in like a gyroscope. And so they're talking about like how this is going to revolutionize like the GPS system in the world and stuff. And one of like their idiot friends who wasn't smart was like, so if you put it on a missile, you could guide the missile wherever you want in the world. And then like the next day, the military called them up. Like they like anybody who comes through with a breakthrough that's working in their own lab, probably like Bob Lazar or something with his rocket cars and shit. They see that you're making headway and you're making breakthroughs. They come in and scoop it right up.
They want the people that are thinking outside the box.
Yes. Yep. That's how the Manhattan
Right to the
Project
think
worked, right?
Yeah.
They got the
Yep.
brightest minds, and they were able to, build nuclear weapons and whatnot. We're kind of on the topic of the military and whatnot. So I kind of wanted to one current event topic that's going on right now is I'm sure you guys have seen.
We're going to start now.
Yeah, let's start now. The news portion of the podcast.
Let's start the podcast now.
But I thought this would be interesting to talk about with you guys. The Russia-Ukraine situation going on. Are you guys like familiar with what's going on over there
Yes.
and whatnot?
Steve
So,
more than me, so I'll let Steve
I
lead
figured,
this one.
Steve, you'd have an opinion, or at least on the.
I'll have an opinion. I'll just let him lead on this.
Figured we all have an opinion, but there's like a beef going on in between Russia and Ukraine, and it's like a territorial dispute. I believe in like the northern region of Ukraine, and we're involved for some reason, and NATO's involved, and we're trying to. I saw they just came out with a statement earlier today. NATO, it was in my opinion comical, but we'll get everybody else's opinion.
What you posted earlier?
Yeah, did I post it? I don't know, but it
Thinking
was
a story.
NATO commented, sent a notice basically to Russia about like, we support the right for all countries to decide their own future and foreign policy free from outside interference, basically calling out Russia in defense of Ukraine. The way I look at it is like, well, what the fuck are you doing to NATO and to us? Ukraine is on the actual physical border of Russia.
Yes, that was part of the Soviet Union.
Right, literally. I mean, the one way I've heard it explained is like, are we treating Ukraine as if that's like our eastern border? It's nowhere near us. Why are we involved? What's going on here? Why are we even? I saw one congressman was like saying we should use nuclear weapons right off the bat.
I know. Like, what are you nuts?
Boots on the ground. What the fuck?
Like,
Why
it's
are we
nothing to
involved?
do
What do
with
you guys?
us.
What do you guys think? What's going on here? What?
Well, Joey Basements and Hunter Biden do have a contract there for energy with John Kerry's kid and Nancy Pelosi.
There's-
So
yeah, there's
step
that aspect to
one,
it.
step
there's
one.
that
I think it's
aspect
just.
to it,
I
too.
think they have so much dirt on the Biden family. They probably
It-
called him or sent him like an encrypted message. Like, listen, asshole, I'll release all this information. You better have our back on this, or the whole world's going to find out about your entire family's operations. We got videos, we got pictures, we got numbers, we got transactions, we got paperwork, we got everything we need to bury you. So you better help us, or it's all going to get leaked out. And he's like, and then he comes in and says, I think Ukraine, you should just give them that piece of the land to Russia, just to make it feel better.
Yeah,
He
I'm
actually
sure
said- he
Joey.
said-
Isn't that just how the whole world's ran? Though?
I'm sure Joey
Pretty
Basements
much,
is really
yeah.
strong arming Putin.
But
Yeah.
there was no reason or way for us to get involved, let alone say we're going to threaten to launch a
Right.
nuclear warhead.
Well,
Like, who
the thing-
what?
I know. There's no going back from that one, boys.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, the thing I've learned about this administration is like, you know,
Oh,
like
I want to hear this, Chris.
you know,
Go
like
ahead.
the mice, like when you test a mouse and there's a green light in the room and the cheese, and then there's a red light in the room and there's cheese on the electropad. They
Mhm.
see the red light and they know that's the bad room. I got to go find the green room. They go all around the maze to find the green room to stay out of the red room. The
Yeah.
Biden administration is just, I love the color red. Zap. I love the color red. Zap. Oh, look, cheese
Never
and
learns.
red. Zap. Zap.
Cheese and red.
Yeah, just like
Oh, look, Chinese finger trap.
they just like whenever they're presented with like, don't pull out of Afghanistan until we've rescued all of the American people in there, or B, we leave them billions and hundreds of Americans behind.
Let's
Yeah,
arm them and leave them hostages.
Let's go with B.
Yeah.
I like the sound
get
of
out of
B.
That's that red light and cheese, man.
Yeah, dude, every time they're presented, they choose the wrong thing.
I don't know if it's they're even choosing the wrong thing or they're
They
just
know what
choosing the
they're
thing
doing.
that's in their interest, right? Because I learned actually this from Scott Horton, who we had on a while ago. I was listening to him talk about the situation in Ukraine, and he was saying how there was a coup in 2014 in Ukraine, and a new government took over there, and the coup was supported by the Obama Biden administration, and
And they got all those contracts.
when you think of they got the contracts and whatnot, but when you think of the Obama Biden, you know, this whole liberal leftist thing, they're all against white nationalism and Nazis and whatnot. But the coup that they
White rage.
supported, the guys who took over, they had literal ancestral ties to the Nazi party of the 40s. The guys who overthrew.
You don't say.
Right. So they're
You gotta
supporting
be shitting me.
they're supporting actual Nazis, I guess you could say, who are now in power in
Operation
Ukraine.
Paperclip, boys. Operation
Yes.
Paperclip. It's
Yes.
not just on the Marvel movie, okay? It's a real freaking thing. The heads splintered and they still are in control of 90% of the free world.
I said it a while.
Fake free world.
The Nazis just fell back, infiltrated, and played the long game.
My point here is though, like they're calling everybody white supremacists and Nazis within our own country, but then overseas they're supporting actual people who are the ancestors of the Nazi party because they're trying to box out Russia. The whole dispute really is over their warm water port there, I think, in the Black Sea.
Was that the friend of my enemy is or the
The enemy of my
Crimea?
enemy is my friend.
friend? Yeah, exactly.
Because didn't Russia annex Crimea like
They
a couple
might
years
have,
ago?
yeah. They need access to that area. That's like the only
They need
area,
that port. It's a major
right?
port.
And I think it's like not reasonable to think they're going to just give that up. That kind of country with that kind of military is going to just give up their only warm water port. So like I can see here they're trying to
But it
box them
still
out.
shouldn't be
and-
our problem.
Yes, I know it shouldn't.
Well,
be,
I
right?
mean, I think that's the overall.
Sorry to cut you off.
No,
The overall like jerking. I don't know if to say that right, but like the overall theme is like I've been saying this for years: is we shouldn't be the world police force.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of countries hate us because we go in and we
Right.
police and we say, we know better than you. We know what you want, even though your tribes. I mean, me and Steve have talked about this extensively. Like when he was in Iraq, like they're tribes
Oh yeah.
and they live a certain way and they
It's all
rule a
regional.
certain way. Like you saw like chaos break out. Like as bad as Saddam Hussein was, is he kept everybody in line because that was the rule they were used to. Now the torture and the you know the rape and everything else and the people, like yeah, there's really good people there, right, Steve? Like there's
Oh yeah, absolutely.
it's like anywhere else. You got your good people and you got your bad people, but like certain places live certain ways, and who is it for us to interject our culture on a different culture if they don't want our fucking culture?
yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Hey, my father was part
I
of
don't even
Vietnam.
want my culture right now with all this
Yeah.
bullshit going on.
Yeah, we've been a police force for a long time.
You
My father
right.
was in Vietnam, you know,
Mhm.
and he knew he didn't need to be there. When he came back, there was no hero's welcome or anything like that. You know,
Yep,
and then
we've heard that a lot.
everybody who fled to not, you know, because they were afraid of the draft, fled to Canada, and then they were welcomed back years later. Okay, you know,
And they're all professors now.
yeah.
Or Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
Or
Yeah.
every single one of our last presidents in the past, you know, what?
True.
Other than Obama, all of them got deferments, multiple deferments for like the
Yeah.
biggest bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not the type of leader that would stand at the front of the army in charge.
What was
of
the
the
last
battle,
president
you know what I
we
mean?
had in the military? And I don't count
Eisenhower.
George Bush.
Eisenhower.
Yeah, he was probably the last really great president or good.
Yeah,
president.
like
Yeah, that was
someone
in the
would
military,
actually
right?
know some shit. I mean, yeah, it had to be Eisenhower because I mean,
Wasn't
Bush was
George
what?
Bush a fighter pilot?
I think he was.
He was
yeah.
like Air
Well, what-
National Guard.
What
or
did
some
he?
shit.
What fight did he pilot in?
The
He was
cocaine
an
for the
Iron Eagle.
CIA.
Yeah,
Assassinating
yeah.
JFK. That one.
Yeah, flying cocaine for fucking the cartels.
He was Barry Seal's
Yeah.
backup pilot.
Over
yeah.
Bill Clinton's territory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, weren't they dropping it into Arkansas?
Yes.
Yes.
wouldn't-
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Wasn't
pretty
there
well
one
known. That was in
wasn't there
Narcos.
some story that
In-
they dropped it into Arkansas and then 2 kids found it, and they were both killed. The
Yep,
cartel
and that
killed them.
was,
The
that's
kids.
what opened it up, and that's I think
Yeah.
what actually got what's his name, Tom Cruise in that movie.
Oh,
You know
the
what I'm talking
Gringo?
about? They
Get
did
the
Barry.
Gringo or whatever.
Wasn't it Barry something?
Barry Seal.
Yes.
Maybe.
But-
And that's how
Oh,
he got caught. And then he tried to whistleblow it. It was like, I was running drugs for the CIA. Like, and then they murked him a week later at his house or a
Yep.
couple
Yeah.
months later.
Yeah.
He suicided himself.
Yeah. Good. Good.
Of course,
Good,
he shot himself twice in the head.
We were Skaggs. We were talking about this maybe last week. How like just every nation has its own like CIA almost, and it's just. Could you imagine like right now the CIA is untouchable. There's people so far embedded into the CIA, they're disconnected from the
Mhm.
CIA.
Right.
Like just like the mob is,
Right.
the mob bosses weren't directly connected to every crooked deli and liquor store and restaurant they had. They were the CEO of a construction company, but meanwhile, so just where was I going with this now?
They're so deeply embedded, like
Oh,
that you
yeah.
don't even know who's
Yeah.
in charge. I guess you could say.
Who's who? Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's
and
why they're
but you're
running this
getting-
that's why they're running this like a RICO act. I say it to Steve all the time, right? Like, what did the government do? They figured out how to take out the mob. They realized the structured work, and now you have your
Yes.
governors are
Yeah.
the mob bosses, the crime bosses. Their sheriffs are their capos or whatever. Then you got your county guys that are their lieutenants, and then you got the soldiers, which are the school boards and this and that.
Yeah.
All they did was take out the mob, put themselves in it.
Yeah.
Look at the taxes.
Yes.
They charge
Yeah,
a
you look
vig
at-
on everything. You,
look at
need a
the-
vig to drive here.
Yeah.
You need this to go there.
The government
This-
is just
the-
the state.
the- yeah.
The state is just an organized crime racket, right?
100%.
I
Elon Musk-
just finished Fear City, man, and
There you go.
yeah, the way I read Fear City was okay. So the 9 mob families all had construction companies, concrete companies, and so what happened in the the 70s into the early 80s was
Mhm.
that any construction contract over $2 million had to be bid on by the family, by one of the 9 families. But there was 9 different companies to choose from. So if it was Skaggs, if it was your turn, you would see the bid and you were like, okay, this is really only worth $3 million. I'm putting in a bid for $6 million. Then the rest of us, I'll do 7. One
They
of
all
us
go
does
higher.
8,
So
one
then
of-
you get the bid for what you guys want.
and you skim 3 million off the top and you get to build it. And then the rotation happens, right?
So everybody got paid.
Right. But everybody got paid, but it wasn't a monopoly. It was 9 corporations who came together and said, listen, we're the best in our business. We're going to get the big contracts. Everybody else got, 1.5 underneath. All the little contractors got to do what they please. I'm sure they paid a percentage to the bosses, but the government came in and said, oh, these corporations, yes, they were raised upon murder and extortion and stuff, but the government
The government.
yeah, well, yeah, thank you. The government came in and said, "Oh, these 9 corporations are working together. We got to go and take down their bosses."
Oh, well,
They didn't create a monopoly. You
like
still had
Google
an
and
option.
Facebook and Amazon, they all just
Yes.
have different names now. Instead of Gambino, Lucchese, and all them, now it's Google, Amazon, Facebook. It's it's still 9 corporations.
I was listening
control
to Tim
everything.
Pool.
You want to go
Yeah.
deep? Then it goes back to those Phoenician families over in Rome that send everybody over that are still running the world. So the 14 or whatever it is, the 12 families are still running shit.
Probably.
Awesome.
No, probably.
Let me make a
Definitely.
quick point. You guys want to laugh? We mentioned Afghanistan before, right? So now after we've left Afghanistan, we all see that the Taliban have taken control of the country. And they seem different though this time around, right? They seem to really want to be the government this time of Afghanistan. And like, why do you think that is? Why do you think they don't want to just be a ruthless gang in the streets, which is, you know, with that bad image?
Steve, why don't you
Go ahead.
you've dealt with Taliban, right? Or were they not in Iraq?
I'm sure
No,
they
they're
were. but they were-
Afghanistan. They're Afghanistan.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
they're-
no. I know. But who are we talking to? Was it Gwen? He was talking about Taliban with us a little bit because he was in Afghanistan.
Probably. We have a couple guys. Oh no, it was
Was it Mitch?
Parsansky, probably, or Mitch. Yeah, we had a
Yeah,
couple guys
Mitch or-
in Afghanistan over.
Or pants, yeah. But what they were saying about the what was it, the Taliban? Like I think the Taliban originally came out of like what they fight.
Russia, wasn't it?
No, they weren't that. It was the Mujahideen.
Yeah, the Mujahideen.
Yes.
That took over Russia, and then the Taliban and the Mujahideen, like there was like the Mujahideen, I guess like two upper guys in there cracked off in fashion, and then this, and then the Taliban came in, right? The Taliban, I think what it is from what my understanding is they want to live by like the you know, obviously the Quran, but like the Old Testament, basically. Like that's how they want to just do everything, is like eye for an eye, you know, covering the women, doing all that stuff, which I think everybody can
Like
agree.
Sharia law.
Yeah. Well, you're familiar with that.
Yeah, that was definitely over in Iraq too. Certain
Yeah.
parts. Like there's parts in Iraq where the women would walk around with like jeans on and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and like t-shirts and everything, like heading up towards like, you know, Kurdistan area, like the Kurds. They were like us hanging
Yeah.
out, baseball.
But
caps and
wasn't
shit.
there's always that picture. What Palestine or back in like the 70s, like the Middle East was like, or like the 60s or whatever. The Middle East was like
In Iran, right?
Yeah, it was up
Yeah.
and coming. Like it was like just any other city in the world. And then like
Yeah,
overnight,
tourist
super,
destination.
super religious, you know, just complete
was-
takeover. Everything
Yeah.
changed.
And that all has to do with our failed foreign policy and whatnot, meddling in the region. The point I was going to make about Afghanistan and the Taliban is that they
Sorry.
figured out, you know, being the government is a great racket. So we should really put our best foot forward here, and you
That's
know,
how you make the most money.
right, exactly, exactly. Having the
Profitable.
reputation of like the thugs that rule the country is not going to make us a lot of money. Having the reputation of we're diplomats now, and we're politicians, or we're going to do the right thing, or we're going to have foreign relations with this country and that country. They figured out we can rip everybody off if we do what every other country, you know, every other government around the world is doing.
Or what if they're not ripping off anybody? What if the past 20 years we've spent in Afghanistan, our government and the CIA and stuff has just been playing the chessboard and moving the pieces around. And now we pull out and the right chess pieces are in the right positions. And we give them the order to make the government just like ours. And we get the cut of ours. You're a new family. Welcome to the family. You're now the 10th family, the 15th family, whatever. And you're going to run the Middle East like that.
I think it's just a giant money laundering scheme through that,
Yeah.
because think about it. What happened?
How do you
when
trace it?
You don't trace it. You're giving it an aid, and then it all gets funneled back to the little guys on the ground, and then those people bring it back to the politicians, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing, what was Steve? You remember the name of the Afghani president that took off, and like literally when this chopper came to get him before he flew off, he was just like literally running out with billions of
Suitcases
dollars
of
in
money,
suitcases
yes.
of money and just like throwing it in there, gold.
Yeah.
And it's
There
like,
was
see
there
ya.
was so much money in the chopper he couldn't close the door.
Nice.
It was
Do you
the
blame him,
US
though?
Swimming in money.
You blame him?
There's so
I
much
don't.
money. He's like, come on.
Now that
He's like, "Take-" and then-
motherfucker's literally dressed in Armani, living in Monte Carlo, gambling every night, like
with American
James
currency.
Bond. Yeah, with American
Yeah.
currency.
It was President Ghani. He was the one who fled.
Is that who it was?
Yes. He was
But
one
I
who fled.
remember
He's
them
like,
talking
"See ya."
all sorts of shit about that guy. Like, we should not be putting this guy in. Like, he is not good. Like, they knew he wasn't good and they put him in.
He was
Well,
he was
that's
just
what
a
they did with
puppet.
Biden.
The same exact thing. The same exact thing happened.
Well, this is the thing. We know Biden's not in control.
No.
It's obvious, right?
He's not
he
even in
literally
control of
says
his
it.
bowel movements.
He does. He literally says it when he reads his speeches. End speech.
Oh,
What did he
my
say at the
God.
end?
Dot.
End quote.
End quote. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how like it's
supposed
a
to
There's
call
still
on this
people that
person.
believe in him. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is pretty fucking crazy.
well, you guys wanted to talk about his approval rating. What's the most recent one? What the last I-
30%.
Okay,
I
so
think it
last
was-
I saw was like 36%.
I think I saw something today that said it's 30%.
People were saying in the high 20s, like it's in the 20s now, but it's
I've heard
so
that.
bad that if they say that, like a foreign country might just attack us because we're so weak.
Yeah. So
30.
if you think about that 30%, like that's still like it's got to be a fudged number. You like who's saying that?
Oh,
The
yeah.
Washington Post? Like
I
the
know.
Washington Post isn't
Yeah.
going
The
to give him.
Associated Press.
Yeah, the corporate
View.
media. Yeah, so I mean, it could actually be like 50,
View.
10%. Yeah, the
Oh,
View.
it probably is.
And just the fact that like Hillary Clinton's name is floating around
Oh,
again
God, yeah, let's get
is
into that.
just
yeah.
maddening.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
telling you,
Maddening. Like,
they're
I,
gonna,
look,
they're
I
gonna
don't.
try
I
to
get
slide
it.
her in.
What do you
I
guys
get
think?
it.
You guys think? You guys think that she's firing up the engines because she thinks she's going to
Dude.
come in again?
You
Absolutely.
not?
go ahead,
Why
Steve.
not?
You go first because I'm about to
Yeah.
go on a
I'm-
fucking tangent.
I'm going to be
I,
quiet.
I think they are. I think they're slowly bringing her back in when she was on the news. Like there was no need to have her on TV reading her acceptance speech, or I'm
right.
sorry, like her I
Her
won the
failed
presidency.
speech.
Exactly. What was the point of that? It was almost like to like everyone got
Yes.
so
PR.
priming the cylinders,
Yes.
get everyone all fired up again, and then the media will slowly start turning on Biden, and then whip it right around to bringing up Hillary, and then
Who they
who's
wanted
she in run with?
originally.
And she's in run with Michelle Obama.
Okay.
Just
Here
saying.
we go. Yep.
Just
Okay.
saying.
Here we go. So
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. So Hillary Clinton, obviously, they wanted her to win because they were saying that Obama and them and Brennan have like major dirt on her, so they knew they could get her to do whatever the hell they needed her to do.
She was the final piece of the puzzle, man.
She was to complete the project, right? Obama did his 8 years, and then she was supposed to do 8, and then it would have been where we are, and that's why it's so accelerated, and you're seeing everything you're happening now, right? So my other debate was like, okay, you hate Trump so much, and the best you could come up with after 4 years is Joey fucking Basements. Like,
Well-
give me a choice, okay?
If
Give
you
me a
look
choice.
back
You
at the
couldn't
old
come up with
episodes,
anybody better than that.
You want to go back to the old episodes? Yeah, I mean,
dude,
go ahead.
I always knew Biden was going to be the front runner. It did not matter who
Well, because
ran
he's
against
easy.
him.
Obviously, he's easily manipulated and he's easily under control, right?
Yeah. Well, but Nancy Pelosi had gotten the Speaker of the House, who was the next most established person to run. Obama can't run again. Hillary ain't going to show her face against Trump again. Oh, Joe Biden's at the top. It was Joe Biden or Chuck Schumer. It was going to be
Yeah,
one
Chuck
of the two
Schumer.
of them. And Chuck is deeply embedded in New York. So you had Joe Biden rotting away in his
Well,
dependence.
you couldn't give up that
They
set.
threw a
What is
blue
that?
suit on him.
Yeah, they literally they couldn't give up that Southern District of New York, having that stronghold with Schumer and everything else,
Yeah.
with all the Maxwell
It's
case and
Manhattan.
everything
you
else.
kidding me?
They knew it was coming.
AOC
Yeah.
is going to take that position from him. At some
You
point.
think so?
Yeah,
They-
yes,
she's been
100%.
groomed.
She's
She's
getting
being
ready
groomed
for
by
it.
him to take that position. But look, man, going back to the first episodes when we were starting the podcast, dude, like going back to 2016 when I was a Bernie bro. Bernie got fucked 2 times in the Democratic primaries, right? So like,
How do you feel about that being a Bernie bro? To know that he rolled over on his people, took his check, and just went away.
Yeah, it's
When he sits there and talks about the elites, the rich, are going to pay
right,
for
it's-
sure.
I've learned
The
that,
billionaires and the
over,
billionaires.
over the years, it's bullshit. It's all scam, and even if he
It's a
really meant
one-show
what he was
pony,
saying at the
whatever.
time, he sold out. The past couple of years.
Twice.
Yeah. So, but just be like, if you're a leftist, if you're a progressive, if you're a liberal, whatever, like that, I was during that time, and I was looking at it like, this is bullshit. They're fucking railroading one candidate in preference of the candidate they're trying to choose, which was Hillary at the time, and they did the same shit again with Biden in the most recent one. So, how far fetched is it to believe? Like, if I saw it then as a liberal, as a progressive, or whatever. How far fetched is it now to just be like, yeah, they just pick who they want and they put him in charge? Even you know what I mean? You're saying
It's
before,
not far fetched. It's proven. That's Rich. Wait, we can't.
Well,
right? But it's like astonishing to me that some people who used to be like me, like used to be like a Bernie person, can't see that you got fucked twice and you can't see this still somehow. How is anybody? I don't understand. How is anybody? I mean, I guess maybe they're not, right? That's why Biden's poll numbers are so in the toilet, is because he has pissed off a lot of progressives and
Well, how
Democrats,
do you
right,
think
as
that?
well?
That's
you
why they're
think-
letting illegals vote in New York.
So do you think
That's
that
insane.
that number is new, or like I think that was the number, if not lower, the whole time? It's just now that they can't hide it anymore.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
should-
There's no
yeah.
way you can hide it.
He never was popular to begin with. They just forced them in there,
Yeah.
and then at the beginning, you haven't done anything yet, right? So you have higher poll numbers, and then as it goes, people jump ship. So
Well, I just don't think, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get your episode poll, because we just got an episode poll because of this. But I don't think the tallying of homeboys and homegirls in the United States, I don't think that was correct. And I think this is really reflecting what the real numbers are, and they're
Mhm.
still padded. So it just shows you how much hocus pocus
Maybe.
has been done.
I'm not ruling anything. I don't
Yeah.
think so myself personally, but just to put that out there, just so we don't get banned as well. But look, if you think about it, right? If they built any sort of coalition with like progressives, like you could just say Biden was the establishment guy, and in order to win, if they were going to beat everybody else, they're going to have to build a coalition with the progressives, with the Bernie people, whatever. So Biden did promise, I'm going to cancel the student debt. I'm going to get Medicare. I'm going to pass Medicare for all. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So take our mindsets out of this. I'm trying to think now from the progressive's point of view. He didn't. He
sorry,
just
Let me
you're
hit
in the
myself in the
headspace
head
right
with an
now.
hammer real quick.
Yes. Let me make my point. He didn't cancel any student debt. We're not getting any Medicare for all. Even the Build Back Better plan or whatever they're doing, it seems like it's going to completely fail. He has not done one single thing that a progressive person that actually really does believe in those policies would have wanted. He hasn't raised the minimum wage. None of those things. So how could you, even if you really do, and some people really do believe in those policies, genuinely, how could you support him when he's gone back on every promise he ever made to you? So that's why, in my opinion, at least, his number is tremendously in the toilet. Now, because at the beginning, those people were willing to be like, okay, he said he's going to do these things for us. Let's see. Yeah, good. He's my guy. Now he hasn't done shit. It's fucking obvious. It was all bullshit. And now people are like, fuck him.
Yeah, it goes back to my
Fired. You should be able to fire him.
Yeah, it goes back to my favorite point I make, that the establishment is just way too tone deaf. If the establishment let me run shit, like we would have played the long game, we would have been a little bit more quiet. Things would have went a little smoother. But they took Biden and they did not care. I agree with what, Garrett was talking about with, tallying stuff, of whatever nature. And it's now being reflected. This tone deaf group of people shoved one guy down everybody's throat. And then we all said it for a long time. Kamala Harris is going to be in that seat within a matter of months. But they never.
Her own party didn't even want her there. She had like the lowest percentage of all the candidates.
0 delegates.
So the tone deaf establishment did not listen to what the nation was saying. They were just agenda driven. They never estimated that Kamala would be more unpopular than Joe Biden, that the nation as a whole was like, we'll take the old dementia guy over this
His
lunatic.
Jamaican nurse. No.
Yeah,
Well,
over this lunatic.
I have a slight take on that. I think that they didn't want to run Hillary against him again because they wanted to kind of salvage her. So what are they going to do? They're going to run someone that's likable because everyone loved Obama. No matter what he did, they loved him.
Yep.
They're like, let's run this guy. What we know, he'll fucking destroy everything, or we'll make him destroy everything. We'll make everyone turn against him. And you know who else we're gonna do? We're gonna make him accept someone as VP that also everyone hates. So we're gonna burn 2 people in the party, get him out of our party forever, and then we'll send in the saber again. Oh, here comes Hillary rising out of the ashes. Dun, 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 dun. Like, I think it was their plan. Like send him in. He's old.
What
he's
if-
out? No one.
So
likes him,
that
whatever,
goes
and-
back to what Chris is
then-
saying, how bad they are at making plans, because that's a terrible fucking plan.
Yeah.
But if you really did want to get Hillary back in there, that's probably
perfect.
Well, exactly
That's
right.
perfect.
See,
Us
they
looking
also
at it now,
have-
like, God, that's an awful plan.
If
No
I
one's going to
was-
vote for Hillary. But
They
If I
also
was
have a
doing
free
stuff-
debit card for the next 4 years on Biden's ass.
Yeah.
They have a free credit card.
So to go off of Steve's point, if I was running this, I would have Michelle Obama run and have Hillary be the VP, because then you're voting for another Obama. And Hillary, just like when she was, the first lady, will start
well
pulling
played.
all the strings again. But the establishment is going to be tone deaf and shove their candidate down your throat. And there's going to be another. I said this, it's been popping up over Gab all over the place. Watch 2022. We'll pull out a receipt on this, Skags. Mark it down. The receipt will be you must be vaccinated to go vote in person.
Oh yeah,
I
maybe.
know.
The funniest part about all this shit too is that these are the same people that are like, your sacred right to vote and we have to protect our democracy, right? They're fucking forcing their candidates down your throat.
No, the same people that are saying you don't need voter ID or saying show me the papers to fucking need at Applebee's in New York City.
Oh boy,
Right.
Skags.
They just arrested
man.
8 people.
Skags argued with a police officer all morning about this topic.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Because
man.
they're brown shirts at this point. I trained so many police officers, and luckily where I'm at, a lot of my guys' eyes were always open, and they're just like, keeping their head down, ducking the jab. They're trying to provide for their family. I get it. But like, I've said to both of them, and some of them are my really good friends. Like, we break bread, we hang out, whatever. I'm like, boys, girls,
you got a decision to make.
You're gonna have a fucking really hard decision to make soon, because are you gonna be a brown shirt, or are you gonna be a patriot, or you
better
be an
make the right
American?
decision.
And it's just like, and it's sad, and you don't want that to happen, because like, we're neighbors, we're brothers, we're sisters, we're cousins, we're community members, our kids play together, whatever it is. Like, you're gonna become that guy.
Right.
You're gonna make me draw a line in the sand.
When you've been in the military, you're on the volunteer this, you're on the volunteer that, you're in the police for it, you're on that. Like, you're gonna become that guy. Like, and honestly, I mean, the only hope I have is, like, I've talked to Steve about this all the time, and he was like, the military will never turn on its people. Like, they'll never turn on its people. But then we had that girl.
To doubt that now.
I know, but we still know a lot of good men in there that will not turn on their people.
But they're old school. They're outnumbered.
Well, you got to think though, like yes.
You think they're outnumbered, or they want them to think they're outnumbered? Like how they shadow ban the shit out of us to think that we're isolated. Dude, perfect example. Okay, our IG account shadow banned to hell. Right? We've been up for 12 months.
Our TikTok.
We only have they shadow banned your TikTok.
Oh yeah,
you guys were fire on there, right?
Yeah. We get 40 views now on the funniest videos I could possibly make.
We went from 1 million views to 40 views.
40, yeah.
The second we called out, the second we started calling out Pfizer, everything gone.
Literally.
That's
right
insane.
after that video, literally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is to my point. So like, we've literally been shadow banned since month 1. Out of like 11, right, Steve?
Well, we started off
post.
Oh yeah, me and Steve were just like
immediately.
Yeah, right away we're just
let it rain,
burn it all down,
yeah.
hit the nuke fire.
Like,
I knew want your freedom. So
I knew it was gonna happen though, soon, because I'm not posting like nice things.
Right. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Believe me.
So like we get like 6 likes here, 5 likes here, right? So I'm trying to break the algorithm. So I'm putting everything on the reels, and that seems to work for some reason. I hit Steve this morning. I'm like, Steve, we got 45 likes in 13 seconds. Like, something is not right here.
Changed.
Then I look back and they're like, your reel's seen over 100 views. Your reel's seen over 200 views. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, bro, we have 500 and we're getting almost half of our, like, and obviously it goes out to more people because it's like, not just your followers or whatever. But I'm like,
right.
It just shows right there. Like, they're suppressing for a reason.
It's funny.
It's resonating with real people.
It's funny to hear everybody's like method of trying to game the algorithm and whatnot.
Yep.
You know what happened this week? I don't know if you guys are familiar. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Hassan Piker.
Hold on, just before you get into that, Facebook admitted in a court of law that fact checkers are just opinion based.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
They set the law for a year and a half straight, and they're opinion based. Go on to what you were saying.
So
pulling all the accounts, nuking everybody. Go.
There's two leftist podcasters, YouTube streamers, and I'm pretty familiar with them. One is Hassan Piker. I'm sure you guys have heard of him before. The other one is Vosh. Vosh. His name is Vosh. They're two leftists.
Steve knows this stuff, not me.
They were just banned.
They were just banned from Twitch and from YouTube because I think it was Vosh originally.
Racial slurs.
He said a racial slur. He said the word cracker, right? So he was banned off Twitch and I believe YouTube or whatever. And then Hassan Piker commenting on it, on Vosh being banned, also said cracker and like commented on it or whatever.
Like
And
just
he was-
commented like he said the word and they were like, you
whatever
son
he
of a
was saying.
bitch. Yeah.
Right. And so they were both now banned. And the funniest part about it is that both of them have been pro censorship, well, it's a private company. And if you say things that they don't like, then you have every right to be banned. And now they're both like butthurt because they got banned.
Boomerang.
Dude, I say it all the time. Like, and I've said this to lefties all the time. I'm like, you think it's going to stop with us?
It doesn't.
You think it's going to stop with us?
Yeah.
Because as soon as they don't like what you say, you gave them the power. You gave them the almighty sword to come swanging, right? And it's just going to turn on you. It's just going to implode.
Yeah. As much as I think those guys are assholes and I think they got what they deserved, it's bullshit that they got banned for
100%.
saying the word cracker. Are you kidding me? Come on. I mean, are we going to get banned now because we commented on it? It's
I
bullshit.
don't know. I'm a cracker though, so I don't really know.
So are they.
Pretty,
I mean,
Steve's
I
pretty
love
white
crackers.
too.
Yeah.
I eat them all the time.
If
Like
like
I
I
them
said,
all the time.
I said it a long time ago. If you have 5 blocks and you name the furthest block on the right, the far right, and the furthest block on the left, the far left, okay, we got to get rid of the far right. Well, now the right is the far right. We got to get rid of that. Now the moderate right is the far right. Boom, got to get. Now the moderates are the far right. Now the moderate lefts are the far right. It's the walls are closing in.
Well, anytime you take a little slice off the end, the box is smaller.
Yeah.
The box is smaller
Yeah.
till it's just that elite few in the middle that say we call all the shots, and anybody who doesn't think in any general. There's so many moderate left people that I agree with, like on a lot, not everything, right? But a lot of them, like I really feel our country really does agree on 90% of the issues, and they hyper focus and spotlight 3 issues to divide, whether it's abortion, it's race, the hot button issues, right? Guns, whatever.
We think about it, dude, just with abortion, like
those are
that's
very big
not an
issues, though.
issue. Abortion is not an issue that can ever be solved cleanly. It's not ever going to be solved. It's always there's going to be a battle forever.
Well, this is the other thing too, like how they're bringing up Roe versus Wade right now and making. Well, it kind of took a little bit of like. Did you notice how it was like real pumped for a week and now we haven't heard anything about it?
Yeah, the Supreme Court was like giving opinions, or I believe on it, and
something like that. Right?
Gavin Newsom is about to make new
I
gun
think
laws
June
to
of
fight.
2022 is when they're going to make their final ruling.
Yes.
Well, this is the other thing too, and I might catch some heat for this, but I don't give a fuck. So whatever.
You might.
Yeah, you're not on your show. Go for it.
No, I don't. Well, I say it on my show too. Like I don't think. Wherever you stand with it, I don't think that's our biggest concern in the country right now.
No,
I agree. Yeah.
no, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like obviously, like it's
a big deal, but right now in our country, it's not what we need to be discussing.
We need to be focusing on the security of our borders, the security of our country, the security of our picking of people, our security of that. Energy independence, because when everything's gravy, then we can tackle those more social issues.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Okay, like transgender is whatever you want to do. Like I don't even think that should be on the table right now, but besides them trying to push that shit in the schools and everything else, which I think that's something that the parents should be teaching. Like,
well, then you become a domestic.
That's a whole other.
If you do that.
Oh, dude, I didn't wear my shirt today. I got a sweet domestic terrorist shirt from Cannabis and Combat. Go check them out. Pick it
I
up.
saw that on
Pure
Instagram
blood.
too.
Yep, Pure Blood hat too. Go check out Justin. Great dude. He's got some dope ass shit, but sweet
Ogre. He's a freaking ogre.
Listen, I'm little lunchbox. He's big icebox. It is what it is.
He's big. He's humongous.
I know. James wrestled him in the kitchen.
He didn't wrestle in it.
All right.
Wrestled him in the kitchen.
Good night, guys.
Yep. And I just had my knee surgery. I'm just coaching. I'm like, get to the back. Take two. But I think, getting back to the issues, like, I don't think that's the most issue we should have our Supreme Court concentrating on right now. And I know it's a big issue for a lot of people, but that's a stir issue to stir the votes.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? Like for the right, it's like we're fighting, and for the left, we're like
campaigning for the midterms
and kill babies and like, yeah. So I just think, I don't know, man. Like I really don't have a lot of hope for even the midterm elections, because at the end of the day, if we don't get grassroots America first people in there, nothing will change.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
The
100%.
Republicans are scared to death of
Primary
it.
everyone.
We just
primary
saw too.
everyone.
We just saw too with was it Alex Doval? Like it's easy to like sneak in someone who's completely full of shit as well. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
What is it, Youngkin?
Yeah, right. He
Out of Virginia, everybody's like victory, victory, and then he's like mask mandates, vax mandates.
Right.
Shut your mouth,
that's
bitches.
what I'm always warning in the chat in the Patriot podcast show. Like, stop believing in heroes because none of these guys are heroes.
I'm
Some
not
are
ready
better
to
than
fall
others.
in love with anyone.
Some are better, of course, are like Youngkin. Of course, was better than the guy who was going to racialize the fuck out of every little tiny interaction you had in Virginia.
Yeah,
but he's not. He's not.
He's still a tyrant.
Right. Exactly. Just
you're just trading one for the other.
Better. Yes, just slightly better.
The establishment's role probably right now is like, okay, we need to infiltrate the Republican Party more because everybody's leaning right wing now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We fucked
The
up too
wave is
hard.
coming. The tsunami.
We fucked up too hard with the Democrats, so now the
It's like
establishment
Tropic Thunder. You can't go full.
Yeah,
yeah.
you never go full.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
See,
like Dr. Oz
me and
in
Chris were good. We
Pennsylvania.
didn't even say it.
Yep.
Never go full.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely pick up some of those topics we started touching on towards the end of this conversation in the future episodes that we'd love to have. We'd love to have you guys back on once we're allowed to be back on.
Yeah, we're not allowed to post for a little bit, so that's why
was that the DMs back and forth today?
Yeah, with 90-day ban.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you guys even post? I don't think you even did anything.
No, I got 2 90-day, or me and Steve. Well, they were both my posts, so I got
a 90-day ban on IG where we're pretty much no one can really like us or anything or see our shit.
And we ran out of our warnings and
suspension
got
on
our
YouTube.
we ran out of our warnings and got our first like hard strike on YouTube, and it wasn't anything bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad.
Subjective.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I think it's because we had White Rabbit on and he's been like nuked off of everything. And they
Well,
saw they
yeah.
did a trace of his name or like in the algorithm. And they're like, see ya.
We had James on, and
that video
we
got leaked. Yeah.
we literally, that conversation went very long, and we realized at one point of it, like, YouTube's gonna ban us. So at the end of it, Skaggs made a promo like, okay, you want to hear the rest of this conversation? Check us out on Rumble. And we played it, and like he cut it off before it got crazy. That episode got taken down.
Yeah,
It's just because James was on it.
That podcast, we went for a long time with James, right? And we talked about
3
like, the
hours.
news first, like we normally
he can
do.
go and go.
Yeah, we talked about like the news, and then we went down the rabbit hole with him. So I cut it off before we went down the rabbit hole, and just put only
just
the
put
news
that
part
on Rumble
and put the rest. I put the full thing on Rumble. And only like the news part with James, smart guy, can talk about anything, right?
Yeah.
And they still pulled it, and and I even put a disclaimer at the beginning. I'm like, some people might find these things offensive or whatever.
Yeah.
And they still pulled it. So I mean, it's
Did
definitely
they give you a strike for that?
No, they didn't give us a strike, but it was like this is your first. It's a strike, right? Because it's like this is your
On
first
what
warning.
grounds?
It's not. It's not
because we had on somebody they didn't like.
Like,
look. It's not officially. It's not officially a YouTube strike. But it said
that was our first two.
This is your
and
first
then the third
warning.
one was
the
like our
next
first
one will
strike.
be a strike. So essentially, it's a strike because they don't call it a
no.
strike.
There's
like a
three.
foul tip.
There's
They give you a
3
foul
hard.
tip.
Yeah, there's 3 hard strikes, and they give you like 2 warnings, so it's like 5 strikes, and then you're off.
Yeah.
But their strikes are so subjective. Where like
Yes,
we've
100%.
spoken
It's the
about
fact
the same
checkers.
things in different episodes,
Exactly.
and
It's
they were like,
opinion.
"No, not a big
It's
deal."
opinion.
Yeah.
We had another
Dude,
episode
our
pulled down.
TikTok got decimated. The second we called out Pfizer, I mean, you could literally just scroll from our first very post. I mean, every other row, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000 views. And then like the past 25 posts, 6, 16, 8.
It doesn't even
9.
make any sense, right?
Yeah.
We have 14.7 thousand followers, but we get 40 views on the videos. Come on, I mean, it's
that's what-
obvious. We can
you
sit
know,
here and
that's
bitch about it as much as we want.
Yeah, it is what
you
it
know.
is. But listen, we know what's
Everybody
going
knows
on.
that. Yeah.
So what we need to do is just recalibrate, redirect and put our energy to where people are hearing us and going.
Yeah.
But like we said earlier in the episode, death by 1,000 cuts, right? There's like,
Keep it
even
going.
though we're not big, we're relentless. We're pumping out content. We're sharing it between all of us, sharing it for our friends, sharing it this. And even if you take us out, there's 10 more of us to pop up.
Look how big our community's got in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
Just on our own DM. You don't think there's other DM groups out there?
Yeah, of
There
Oh,
is.
Jesus.
I mean, even guys in the podcast group that like I know that are in ours, they have like offshoots of 20 people, and then offshoots of 20 people. They're in like 20 group messages with bigger accounts and this
I'm
and
in some
that.
too.
And
Yeah.
it's
I'm in some with the libertarian guys to get like their take on
Their
things
take.
and whatnot. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think honestly, most of us are like true libertarians.
Yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Well,
You know,
eventually,
Leave me
when
alone.
yeah,
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
we all have
yeah,
libertarian
we are.
tendencies.
We are. The problem is that like the Libertarian Party has a bad name because they've been they've been law libertarians as they call them.
Yeah.
LOL libertarians. They've been completely woke morons. But you'll see. Me and Cap are working on it. We're trying to help them out. There's the Mises Caucus. They're like the real deal. They're what libertarians are supposed to be.
Like legit ones,
Yeah,
not
legit
ones.
Yes, they're working on a takeover of the actual libertarian.
They're
party,
looking
so-
to get a
Yeah, and
champion
they have an
in
actual-
the media. Like,
Yes, they have an actual like plan, ground game plan, going to
Good.
working the conventions. Me and Chris are going to the convention. in
See, the thing
January.
is, the only other thing is like we have the 2-party system, right? And then you have like places like Germany and stuff like that have like 5-6 parties, right? The only problem with that is then 20% of the population controls 100.
tyranny by minority. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So like it's like you got to find the happy medium, I guess. But I always say, like, Steve, it's got to be like a biker club. We need like president, VP, sergeant of arms, and something else. We bring it to a vote, and they all have like an equal vote. President obviously has final say, or he gets like 2 votes worth, so he can break the tie or whatever it is. Biker club. That's what we should do.
yeah. Well, I mean, they're pretty close to it. The government's modeled after mafia now.
much,
So
Yeah. Biker club's a little looser though,
yeah, okay.
right?
Yeah, they're
No,
usually
definitely is. Yeah.
Listen,
Usually
boys,
cooler-
I'm just
cooler
fucking
dudes.
spitballing here. I'm throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I feel it. Dude, bro.
Hey,
As we've
two big
gone on,
fans of Sons of
I
Anarchy
love
here.
Sons
So
of Anarchy.
You guys like the
we've gone on,
Mayans?
man,
yeah,
I
that
like
was
the
really
Mayans, yeah.
good.
We
The last
I think
season was great.
yeah.
I think the Mayans is better than Sons of Anarchy.
It's the last
Let's wait
season.
for it to
Yeah,
finish
hang on,
it.
hang on. Slow down,
I'm
slow
just
down.
saying. I think it could be a contender.
It might be,
It can.
but if they don't make me cry the way Sons of Anarchy's made me
I
cry,
know.
like that was
I don't know if it's I like the Mexican
with
culture
Opie?
more.
not
I
the
find that
funeral.
interesting. Yeah.
Opie's funeral.
That was
I
tough.
cried like I was at the funeral.
I agree. When they like locked him in and you just knew he was going to get beat to death by those guys, you're just like, oh, no.
I didn't cry at his death. I cried at his funeral.
Yeah, or even when he shot his own, didn't he shoot his own wife in the face or something? Or who shot his wife? Jax did or something?
He got his wife killed, and then he shot the DA agent who got her killed, and he executed her in the most brutal way. He just popped up in her back seat and just
yeah.
We
It was beautiful.
we
It was
reviewed
beautiful
the last
cinema.
Season of Mayans, and it ended crazy with the with the rest of the gangs coming after the like the main crew and then throwing the cocktails over the wall.
Yeah,
there's a Walking Dead scene.
Yes, when the next season starts, it's going to start with like a huge fight. That's going to be pretty awesome. So
all right, you guys are like movie cinema, but how you guys feel about Yellowstone?
I never watched it yet.
I watched seasons 1 and 2, and I haven't had a chance to catch up. I don't know if I watched.
How'd you
Yeah,
like
anybody
1
want
and
to give
2?
me their Paramount account?
Loved it.
Fucking, I'll watch it.
I would give it to you, but I get it from my mother-in-law, so I can't really give it out. So
yeah, it's like it's a trickle down effect.
yeah, honestly, this is the first time we had the Paramount account. I bought all the others. That's the only thing in years that I've bought all the seasons of, like on Prime or whatever when it comes out fall.
Too.
So I didn't probably Rescue Me, but Rescue Me is a damn good show.
I watched that. Yeah,
that was great. But I'm saying like the first 4 seasons, because I think they're on season 5 now. Yeah. So like now we watch it like every Sunday, like we used to watch Sopranos. To me, Yellowstone is the Sopranos of the West.
Yeah, basically.
The characters, this, and now they're having an offshoot of it, like a prequel of it with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill and whatever.
1886 or something.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, it looks banging. And
Sam
then there's
Elliott.
another one on there. I think it's the mayor of Kingstown.
Oh, that I actually want to watch.
Dope as shit.
Yeah. I gotta get somebody's account.
I really want to watch that. Someone give me your shit.
I'll give you mine. Yeah, but I really do like Yellowstone though, bro. It's a very especially it's like right up all of our alleys. It's very like
dude,
America,
it's literally
Liberty.
Sopranos with cowboy hats on.
Exactly. Like fucking.
Isn't SpongeBob on there too?
SpongeBob?
What's fun? No.
On Paramount?
On Paramount? Yeah, I think so.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well,
Captain loves his cartoons, man. He's
Oh,
still,
do
you
you?
know,
See,
Oh,
because
he's a
like,
big
yeah.
kid. Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes.
You can't.
Yo,
Good
if
for
you
him.
got
nowhere else.
HBO Max, go scroll down to the DC series and
okay,
start watching some of the Batman movies. Batman Year One was phenomenal.
the cartoon.
Yeah, a lot of the movies are in cartoon,
Uh-huh.
and some of them are so good. Doom is amazing, where it's the Legion of Doom comes up and Batman takes them on. There's a few. Red Hood is amazing. There's a lot of good Batman cartoon movies on HBO Max.
What did I just watch for my
What's
kids
that
the
show
other
on
day?
HBO
Venom.
Max? It's like, was it Legends or something? It's about DC. It's like Batman's like in it. It's live
Titans?
action.
Justice
Probably
League?
something from the CW or whatever.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's
on
a
HBO
CW.
Max.
Yeah,
Oh,
on
Legends of
HBO
Tomorrow.
Max.
Legends of Tomorrow, maybe.
that's on CW.
No, this
Oh,
is
I
straight
know
up-
what you're
There's
talking
so
about.
many
It's
superhero
Titans.
things right now.
Yeah,
Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, Teen
It's a
Titans.
Yeah.
live action Titans, and
I heard it's brutal.
it is fantastic. It is really good. If you know, like,
Everyone says it's brutal.
if you know Robin's backstory and stuff, I've really enjoyed it. But who did they cast as Batman? Daenerys Targaryen's
Brother?
what was not his brother.
Khal
Her-
Drogo.
No,
The fuck you talking
Khal
about?
Drogo.
Knight.
I don't know.
the
Knight.
dude that protected her into the final
Jorah?
season.
Jorah.
Oh,
Jorah
The
Mormont.
older
that,
dude
yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
older
Jorah.
guy that loved her.
Ian Glenn.
That loved
is the
her but
actor's
could never
name.
get
Yes.
none.
Yes.
Yes, he is Bruce Wayne
Oh,
in the
shit.
team, and it works
Ah.
because it's supposed to be an older Bruce Wayne. 'Cause Dick
Yeah,
Grayson's grown up. It
Yeah, there's-
works and it's good.
There's so many Batmans right now. It's crazy. There's
There is a lot of
Affleck.
'em.
There's the
I saw
Twilight
the
guy.
Venom. Venom was good. I didn't see Venom 2 yet, but I saw the Venom and I like that one too.
Yeah.
That came
Second
out
one was
pretty
pretty
good.
Second Venom
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Dude, Kong vs. Godzilla was pretty good.
Yeah. It was
Got a
free,
little
right?
crazy, but it was good.
free.
Yeah.
on
Yeah, but you
HBO
know what I
Max,
liked
so-
about it there, Cap? Middle Earth theory.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hollow Earth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Middle Earth, Hollow
Yeah.
Earth theory. I call it the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they're showing it to you. Like literally, we start watching it with my kids. My wife's sitting there, and I'm like, "Look, it's everywhere." She's like, "Stop being a crazy person." I'm like, "Look, they're going anti-gravity. They're
give me
going to the
time. I
center
won't
of
be
the earth."
crazy.
I know.
That's a thing though. What's it called? Predictive programming or something like that, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Me and Chris know about that.
Yeah, I usually don't go down
They-
those rabbit
they
holes too
tell
much, but
us-
I know what you guys are talking about.
They
Yeah.
tell us what's really going on. Monsters Inc. is a documentary about adrenochrome.
Stop it. They wouldn't do that.
about the Matrix, man.
Matrix is a
yeah.
documentary on real life.
I'm interested to see this new Matrix movie and see.
What
I
is
know,
it?
but it's
angle
coming
they
out
take.
really soon, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch the past 3 Matrix. So
You haven't watched the Matrix?
no, I have.
Oh, okay, I
but
was gonna
not
say,
since
Yeah,
not
since like
since
90s.
2000.
Yeah, or
the
to early
90s and shit.
2000s.
Yeah,
Forget your fucking Saturday morning cartoons and watch
Yeah,
the Matrix
put that
for,
on.
for
Yeah.
once. Yeah.
Why? They're coming out with a new one?
Yeah, soon,
Yeah.
man. Like in
Keanu's doing
John
it?
Wick's
in
in
like
it.
6 days, I think.
John
20
Wick's-
seconds.
John Wick's
John
in
Wick's
it.
doing it. Yeah, it's a continuation of picking up where the last one left off.
He's been taking blue pills for the past 10 years, and
yeah.
everything's gone to shit.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, man, if because the first, the first movie was the best.
Yeah,
But, that
obviously.
trilogy was a masterpiece.
It wasn't
Like,
bad.
in my opinion. It was great. And like in that trilogy, like we reference that shit all the time, obviously. Like, and that movie
Oh,
could
God.
wake a lot of people up just by watching
Mm-hmm.
it because it puts things kind of into perspective. So I'm interested to see if the new one has been like
Super
co-opted
woke.
or super
Like-
like co-opted and super woke now.
Do you,
or
do you
something
think
like that. Hopefully
Keanu
not,
would
but-
go for that?
No, I don't think he
Like how
will,
he
but-
is and how everybody portrays him as
Yeah,
like
but
the most
I
normal
don't-
he doesn't-
dude in the world.
But think of
I-
it this way: the people who directed, I think, and produced the first trilogy, they're the same people. They were dudes before, and now they're women. I'm pretty sure, or something like that. So I don't
Stop
know.
it.
Yeah, swear to
Explains a
God,
lot.
the Wachowski, right? Wachowski
I have no idea.
brothers are. I'm
Oh,
pretty
is,
sure
I
is,
the-
can't
it, is it
confirm
with
this.
Chelsea's sisters now?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
That's
I
They
could be
were the
wrong.
bro-
I could be wrong.
no,
Someone could have been
you're
breaking
not-
my balls about it, but
No, you're not wrong because I'm pretty sure I saw that too.
it's got a fact
That's
check
amazing.
It
Yeah,
hurts
but
my head. This,
the only
this
thing-
shit hurts my head.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Keanu and I want him to be a good guy,
He's John fucking Wick, man.
yeah, you don't become John Wick without doing.
He's also
John
Bill
Wick
and
shit.
Ted.
here. Yes, I just recently watched that. It was great.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the new one. I remember the old ones though; those were great. I should probably watch them again.
So yeah, fact check the Wachowskis or whatever you say the name. Yes, they transitioned. Again,
All
So-
right. Yeah.
fine, whatever. Not, I don't really, it doesn't bother me. But Be interesting to see if
The Peter McCullough episode on
Yes.
Joe Rogan.
I watched.
Oh,
about
you
an
just
hour.
met him, right?
Yeah, we just James actually just released the Apple
We just-
interview we did
I
with
listened
him.
to
It's
it
only about
already.
15 minutes long because his like press lady was like, you have like 3 to 4 minutes with him. Me and James were like, oh shit. We lost the video. We just got the audio. For some
Oh,
reason,
no.
he was the only video we lost. It was like our last one where we were kind of breaking down and then like we saw him and we're like, you know, like we did one of them. But we just put that one out. So if you guys get a chance, go check it out on We the
Yeah,
People
it's like,
Radio.
it's like
But
20 minutes long.
yeah, it's a little banger, but it's like it's almost like a synopsis of the 2 hours of 2.5 hours he was with Rogan. He hit on all the major topics in about 15 minutes. So if you haven't had a chance to listen to his interview, which I'm still like halfway through it in long form with Rogan, which I think is the best way to listen because he really gets to explain it and talk about the data, talk about the papers, talk about all the evidence, talk about all the doctors that he deals with over the world. I mean, this guy is the most published doctor ever.
Yeah.
Like in the world. Ever.
Yep.
Most respected ever. And like he was saying a lot of stuff. So I don't want to get yanked.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
But what I'm saying is if you have a chance, go check it out. And he was one hell of a decent human being. And I had a great time talking.
I was just
to
going
him.
to ask you, my one question to you was going to be, because I'm always skeptical of everything and everybody. And I only listened to like an hour or so of Rogan's interview with him so far. I still got more to go, but what's
Made
the
it
vibe
5
you got
minutes.
from him? You met him in actual person.
Shook his hand.
All these things
Talk-
he's saying, though, do you get the vibe of he's a
Is he
snake
being
oil
a politician
salesman,
to you?
or is
Yeah.
he? What's going on? Like, what's the vibe you got? Go ahead.
All right, so Chris is gonna like this. Everything that we talked about with him off camera, and he probably knew just as much as us, if not more. And that was the really crazy vibe out of every scientist, data analysis, doctor we talked to there. They could go toe to toe, blow for blow on any conspiracy theory with us. Me and James, and I was with James.
Yeah, and
So it's
James,
me and
is,
Right, James. Yeah.
is like the Rain Man of conspiracy theorists. Yeah.
This is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he's
There was
wild.
times me and James looked at each other and we were like, holy, like, dude, this one guy, me and James sat back and we're like, take us to school, kid. You're just like,
With your notebook.
yeah, good,
Uh-huh.
good point. Well vectored. So, but getting back to McCullough, he is one of those people that are so smart that they're kind of a little socially awkward.
Sure. Right.
But
Yeah.
the intelligence that like when you can just tell somebody's like especially if you're as stupid as us, like that they're that intelligent. You could tell that this guy was like one of the smartest human beings I've ever met in my life. Okay. And he was very humble. He was very genuine. He shook our hands. He took the headphones off and he goes, and I mean, we just did a quick 15-minute banger. He goes, I've been on Tucker and I felt more comfortable with you guys. You guys are great. Love to talk to you again.
Yeah. You're
He's
not
like,
a robot.
and he was on road. Yeah, he was like, he's like, you two were knowledgeable. Like, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but like we had dialect.
Right.
It wasn't just like I'm showing up, I'm regurgitating my talking points, and I'll see you guys later. Like even his PR lady was like, "Come on," and he's like, "No, I'm gonna take a picture with the boys." Like it was like, yeah, we posted the picture up, and he was nothing but a gentleman and a scholar.
Okay.
That's awesome.
It's good to
Yep, and like
Yeah.
I'm a very good judge of character. I would hope, like just from the years of body language of fighters and this and that, and just we're from this area where we could call bullshit real easy. And James, he's from Jersey. Like, so everybody we interviewed, nobody seemed disingenuous because the people that did wouldn't come interview with us.
Yeah.
Because I feel
you've been
like,
fed so much shit over your life that
Well, it's just also,
me and
I think-
Skaggs are talking about this. How many people have tried to screw you over in the Bronx, Skaggs? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
where we're
but this
used
is
to
the
it.
thing, your bullshit meter's like this, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, whatever, go fuck it yourself. Like I think they knew, like, but the other cool thing is we weren't going and grabbing the speakers. Like people that James has met in before or like knew of us or whatever, they were literally like, their PR people were bringing them over, or like people that were other podcast group. That's what I love about our groups. Like it'd be like if we were sitting there, you guys just did a banger with a big guy, you'd be like, you'd walk them over and be like, go sit with Garrett and James.
Yeah.
I'd be go sit with Chris and Skag. And so this way, everybody like,
Right.
and I think how we are like. We also, it wasn't like we were just like, oh, we're happy to be here. You're free. Like if we call it like, us, like if we call bullshit, like I'd be like bullshit.
Oh, you would love to
I
someone
would
to
light
come
you
on your
up.
show.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously we're in a place where it was a lot of like-minded individuals, but it's the stuff that like people like me and Steve, Chris, whatever, we've been screaming from the rooftops, and it was comforting to see people that have degrees in Harvard and MIT and biotech degrees and everything else. And they're like, evil's in play here, kids. Like this. Oh, you think that you think that 3-strand DNAs, it doesn't exist because it's a different species. Go read the Moderna document, section 3, paragraph 6, because we interviewed Karen Kensington. That lady was fire. I can't wait till that you guys look for that interview. She was like a computer. You'd ask her a question, she'd like literally her eyeballs would be like page 362 Johnson 54, like, because that's what she did. She had doctors. She was like, I have a bachelor's, but I'm a scientific data analysis, and I had a company. Like I wrote the inserts for so many medications, guys. Like I know my shit. And she's like, I had doctors and scientists working for me.
Yeah.
So dude,
that's ridiculous.
We got some wild shit coming out.
I can't wait.
It was cool.
Tomorrow I'm gonna listen.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to what you were saying before real quick, how like sometimes it make you feel like we're alone or we're like the minority. We're not, right? That's like a bit of a white pill right there. And even Dr. McCullough himself was talking about, from the little I listened to in Rogan, like the kind of psychosis that has happened to everybody.
The 4 pillars of psychosis,
right.
He calls them.
The past 2 years. So I mean that
2 years.
I've right, isn't it crazy?
2 decades.
Chris, I was just saying this to you, dude. Like it's so shocking to me that like people who I consider such smart people, how they can be so easily fooled.
I know, manipulated.
It's like
I know.
It's I don't know how to explain it. Like how the fuck I held you in such high regard, and you're like the wool has been pulled over your head. So
I say this all the time. And I feel bad saying this.
They don't have street smarts, man.
No, I just feel so bad. I feel so bad saying it's so close to Christmas, but it's the adult version of Santa Claus isn't real, and you find it out. You can't believe that Macy's lied to you. You can't believe that Mama and Paul lied to you. You can't believe that your parents lied to you. Everybody was in on it. Your teacher, your bus driver, everybody. You can't fathom that you were lied to. Then you go, oh shit. Easter Bunny ain't real. Fucking
lied to about what? What are you talking about?
Fairy, all that other shit, right?
No. Hold on.
lied.
The Tooth Fairy and mermaids are real.
Okay,
your mouth.
I got you. Sorry. I didn't mean to overstep there. Sorry.
I still believe. All right.
Yeah,
I believe.
But what I'm saying,
change under his pillow.
It's the adult version of
How
it.
do you think I pay off my car? These are all fucking veneers.
But what I'm saying is, it's the adult version of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people don't want to believe they were lied to. It's hard for them to fathom. The other thing is, who likes to admit that they're wrong?
No one.
That's the 20%.
Because how stupid do you feel?
Yeah.
How stupid do you feel when you're wrong? Nobody likes that feeling when you're arguing your point and then you go,
listen,
everyone that's anti-Trump on social media, you haven't heard a peep from them about.
Nobody's wearing Build Back Better hats.
Nope.
No one's wearing a Biden shirt. I never seen one of those.
But listen,
did you see in Kentucky? He's literally walking through a natural disaster, and they're saying, "Let's go, Brandon." Yeah. Everybody that lost their livelihoods, everything gone in fucking toothpick splinters and Lincoln logs, are literally going, "Fuck, or go, let's go, Brandon." Yep.
Yeah,
that's their main concern during that.
Byron. I saw someone posted about that. How remember there was like that backlash from the left about let's go, Brandon is racist and this and that, and it's like they're miserable and they're upset that you're having fun with criticizing I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's fucking funny, right?
It is.
How many funny memes and videos have come from
why?
Go, Brandon. So if we're gonna criticize a president, let's at least have fun with it.
It's the tone deafness of the establishment. If that one reporter just leaned into it instead of saying, "Oh, don't you hear everybody saying, 'Let's go, Brandon'?" it would have never became a thing.
The greatest
But
moment
because-
in political
But
history.
because you got to deny what everybody is clearly hearing and saying.
I mean, that's on par with the administration in general, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so did you guys see Peter
Dumpster fire.
Daszak with his acoustic guitar singing the
my
pandemic
God,
song?
Cringe as fuck.
That's
Are you
just like
kidding me?
literally I
Yeah.
posted
Jimmy
that.
Fallon has a song too now. It's a mass
Yeah,
Christmas.
what is- yeah,
But this
that's
is Peter.
the psychosis
This is
right
Peter.
there, dude.
This is Peter Daszak,
Yeah.
the head of
It's
the
worse
NIH,
than
the head of the
Sorry,
NIH,
guys,
right?
Yeah.
And like, I can't even fathom that people are like, this is the thing. I literally posted it. I'm like, the left really needs to step their fucking meme game up because
Oh, they're awful. Yeah.
meme is warfare right now. Like it's intellectual warfare. Those are the missiles that we're able to fire that aren't physically hurting anybody and going whatever, but it's the information war. So those are the little nukes and the bomb. Sometimes we drop an atomic bomb. Sometimes we're shooting little M16s or
22s.
ARs or 22s. Either way, we're always blinking. We're trying to pick off, right? And that's what they come up with. Just like they came up with Joey Basements, they're going to come up with Hillary Clinton again. Like, and I think it's so funny. The same party that hates the white people always elects a big old white guy.
big old racist white guy.
Everybody's racist, but we
Proven
only had to
racist.
choose to vote. The only choices we had to vote was two old white guys. We hate old racist white guys, so we had to vote between two old racist white guys.
Yeah.
That's not a red
Makes sense.
flag.
Doesn't make sense.
It's funny what you're saying about the memes, right? They really can't meme. I'm in a Facebook group. I'm a big
can't
Lord,
meme
I'm a
worth a
big Lord of
shit.
the Rings fan, right? So I'm in a
Okay.
Facebook group that's supposed to be. It's called Fool of a Took posting, and it's
Okay.
supposed to be about like Lord of the Rings memes. And sometimes they make really funny memes that are about the Lord of the Rings. But
Okay.
for whatever reason,
That
this
only works in our group, though.
group
Skag.
is super. this Facebook group is super woke, and sometimes they get political, from the left point of view, and they'll just like take a Lord of the Rings meme and insert leftist opinion or ideology into it, and it's not even fucking funny.
It's not even doesn't even make sense. You're
It
like,
doesn't
why?
even make-
This
it's
isn't
just
even
like-
the right
It's
picture
like,
for this.
here's
Like-
Gandalf, and he spews left-wing talking point. Ha 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 ha! Like everyone's laughing at him. I'm like, and I'll comment that I'm like, yo, like if you guys want to make political memes, fine, but they should be fucking funny at least or something. You just
Well, that's the whole point of it,
They're
right?
just miserable, weak people.
Yeah, yes.
You got
Yeah.
to think though.
Weak
From
souls,
their
weak
standpoint,
mind.
their standpoint, they are sheep. They are against critical thinking. They are against thinking outside of the box. They are hive mind. Their imagination can only. These are the people who hate Dave Chappelle. You can't make a meme if Dave Chappelle hurts your feelings. You know what I mean? Because you got to be ruthless and be funny.
That's a good
And
point.
comedy is
They don't
funny
even
and
understand
offensive.
comedy.
Yeah, if it's a hive mind group of people that don't understand how comedy. They don't even understand what the point of comedy is, not
Yeah.
yet alone how comedy works.
So here's a
It's a
question.
very good point.
How do we reconcile with these people? Is it possible in the future?
I never will.
I'm not asking you. I've talked to you
Never
about
will.
this a million times.
When we
guys.
have when the Great Awakening takes place and magically we're in some fake ass utopia, I
Yeah.
will never forgive these people. I will be the one asshole trying to segregate them out of our new society. I will never let this
So
shit.
you're going to
end.
turn it. You've become the
yes.
villain that you oppose all the time. Okay,
I couldn't be any happier to fucking do it.
all right, fair enough. You too. Seriously.
Okay, Steve, you can go first. Go
we're
ahead.
gonna have to share the same, physical area.
Yeah, I
with
got
these
you.
people.
Steve, go ahead.
I
You go
just gave
first.
Garrett for so.
I remember when we first started this, our goal was always to unite people, like
Sure.
talk both sides and unite. And then we realized that like everything they do is against us, and they want us dead. Like we realized that they want everything that we think and believe and want as the future for our country. They want it erased, burned, and thrown into a pile of ashes. They want to
Turn
sweep
into
it
a
away.
BLM statue.
Yeah. Oh, you heard about that, Robert
Yeah.
E. Lee?
Yeah, they want to.
Yeah.
We talked about that. I think the last
Yep.
episode. They're melting it down to make a
to
literally
do a
the
BLM statue.
Yeah.
Should
Which is
make
like-
bullets over it.
Symbolic.
Complete insanity. You're erasing everything, but like the people that I know that were just like so confused and just went along with it, maybe I can, but the ones that keep going on with it and keep attacking us,
I like to call it doubling down on stupidity.
or doubling down, or like
The
people like
Como, pulling a Como.
exactly, or Joy Reid, or I didn't want
Yeah.
people like that know they're lying, that they
Right.
know that like those people I can't come together again because we'll never be on the same page because you were trying to
They're lost.
manipulate people from
They're
the
lost.
get-go.
Yeah, there's no coming back.
There's no
Yeah.
coming back. I can't bring you
Yeah.
back. You're gone.
Yeah.
It's over.
They don't want to come back.
They don't want to.
Even if all their point of views were proven wrong, if all their heroes were villainized, if all the proof was laid out in front of them, there is still a percentage of the country that that these left-wing psychopaths are part of. You could literally lay out, here's the picture of Obama doing X, Y, and Z, your hero, your Lord and Savior doing X. Fauci is guilty. I'm not saying he is guilty. I have no proof, but
Yeah.
if the proof came out,
Fauci, right? How many times does Rand Paul need to expose him right in front of everybody and people?
How
With his
come
own,
every
with
time
his
still
own
say-
words.
And I
How
mean,
come-
people
Under
are
oath.
literally still like, yeah, Fauci really gave it to Rand
You're
Paul. this
dedicated
time.
to the
What fuck? Did
stupidity.
you watch the same thing?
that's why I plan to become the villain once this is all over.
Okay,
They
so
don't deserve. On the
Quarter.
other side of this, they don't deserve the salvation. No.
So my
Burn.
yeah.
Burn.
all right. So I have a similar take to Chris, but basically, like, I'm all for forgiveness. I'm all for that stuff. But like Steve said, he hit a lot of nails on the head with what we were talking about. But the problem is like those people. There's natural selection for a reason, and we've been keeping them alive off of the government tit and off of our tits for so long that if this was like in that tribal mode or like in the survival of the fittest, they would have died a long time ago.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm not saying like whatever, I'm just saying intellectually, whatever it is, they would have died a long time ago. So I think even if we do get to that point, they're going to die off.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to transform and they're going to have to, evolution,
make it.
mental evolution. They're not going to be able to make it. I say all the time,
Evolve.
once yes, exactly. Perfect. Thank you, Steven. That's why I love you. So I think once everything, because you're starting to see some stuff dripped and dragged, like all the CNN stuff with all the pedos and Cuomo and this and that. And then you're seeing the Maxwell case, even though it's not where we would like it to see. Then you're
His
seeing
eyes on it.
then you're seeing Schiff lie all the time and get away with it. You're going to see you see Fauci dog lie about it all the time and get away with it. They can't rip off the Band-Aid on normal people. Okay, me, and like Jay, and we're not normal people. Like we know. I don't want to say we know, but we have a good understanding
Suspect.
of how big that this is and how deep and disgusting it is, and we mentally block ourselves from some of it because when it does come out, nobody's going to want to see that shit. It's good, but the regular public, you can't rip off the Band-Aid. There'll be people like the crying games in the shower, fetal position, shaking like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know
It'd
the
be
Rock.
like the Great Depression. They'll be
Listen,
jumping off the buildings.
Bro, you're
I didn't know the
100%
Rock
right.
did this. I didn't know that Obama did that. I didn't know this. And then when they see it on video or here or there, it's
Bro,
gonna
you're
be a
100% right.
problem.
You heard Yuan Mi Park, the North Korean defector. She was on Rogan also. When she left North Korea after being there, like most of her entire childhood and young adult life, like freedom hurt her brain, and she wanted to go back to North Korea because like like she didn't even understand the concept of
It
freedom.
was like simpler for her to live.
Yes,
right?
it was simpler.
Or
Just
like love.
The God King Emperor like commands every aspect of your thoughts.
So you don't have
I mean,
to
for
think.
you to like think like what type of clothes do I have to wear today was like something she never had to think about before ever, and like actually like
Yeah, now she
physically,
knows how it
hurt.
feels like to dress my 3-year-old in the morning every time. I don't like that shirt. I don't like that pants. Fuck, man. You'll find out. You'll find out soon, my
But
friend.
you're right.
Yeah. Look behind me. This is your future in 2 years now.
Luckily, my my little studio here is in a completely different building here out
Yeah.
of the house. So
Good for
it was
you.
on my space.
Good for you. MySpace. That was a good space.
Yo, Tom
right.
sold out at the right
Yes.
time. The
Dude,
CIA
Oh
said,
yeah.
the CIA said, we have a plan for you. He said, I'll take my $10 million, move to an island in Hawaii, and you'll never hear from me again. They said,
Amen.
bye-bye.
Dude, I had the
Dorsey
dopest
did the same thing.
soundtracks on my MySpace.
Yeah, I used to like that the musical.
You when you went to the
yeah.
page, like you're
Yep.
like
That was-
your like walkout theme song would be on.
Your entrance music.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that was
Perfect.
You're on
Perfect.
background. Like,
Yeah.
Hey man,
pretty
speaking
customizable.
of was it Tom, right? Jack Dorsey, you know, we spoke about that, how he left Twitter now, and he did the same fucking shit, sold out for pretty much. And it's funny because he's been
A lot of
posting-
people resigning.
Okay, but at the same time,
That's right,
Dorsey, I still
Skags
follow
won't
him
buy
on
into this
Twitter.
one. Skags
How
won't buy
can
into
you
this one.
not? Look how many heads of like every
I didn't say
major
I'm not. I didn't
corporation
say I'm
is
not
like,
buying
"See
into
ya."
it, but that
Yeah.
original meme that some people were sharing was just not true. So I'm not saying that people aren't resigning.
Which
They
meme
are.
are you talking about?
There was a meme about like the same day that the Maxwell trial
I have to
started.
get my daughter. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go
Yeah,
for it.
we'll sign off in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. But the four of us, man, we could just go.
Oh, I know.
Like we're
I
hanging,
know.
you know, just like we're hanging out in general. But the day the Maxwell trial started, there was a meme about how like 4 or 5 heads of companies resigned, and like only one did. Like the rest they did. So that,
Well,
that
it
was my
wasn't-
only. That was my only thing saying like, okay, well that meme was just.
So what
meme-
happened
fake
was
shit could be
Well,
circulated
it's almost like,
in our
but
circles as well. and
I
people
get
could,
it,
like,
I get
easily
it,
buy
but
into
it's
it.
also like the extent of a fact check where they go, okay, it's not real because you're like, oh, this person murdered babies or whatever it was, and he was wearing a pair of Nikes, and they're like, fact check, he was actually wearing Adidas's, so your information is
yeah.
false. You still fucking killed somebody, fucking babies.
Yeah.
my big one
You
with
know?
the fact checkers that I blew up about on social media was I declared that, well, the page declared that America went from energy independent to gas inflation, and we got fact checked big time on it, and they were like, well, America wasn't energy independent under the entire Trump administration. It was only energy independent during these several months during. Okay, I'm not saying that July we weren't energy independent, but you know,
We were for a certain period of time. It's
and
a
there's
baby.
the little baby,
It's a baby.
That's
Look at that
Steven's
thing.
fact checker right
pure
there.
innocence.
I know. That's what we got to protect, boys. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
As
3 months
Skag
old.
said, leave more liberty than
Yeah.
you found the planet with.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do.
Everybody should have that in mind when you raise a child.
Well,
you know, you're
I mean, you even think
responsible
about it,
for
like our parents when they grew up in the 60s and 70s, they're like, yo, I used to be able to drive around with a bong in the car, drinking beers.
Yep.
There'd be a keg in the backseat. And then, like, our generation was like, all right, we used to be able to have like a case of beer and you'd have to throw the joint out the window. And now it's just like, oh, I have a vape and then I might drink a tonic water and then I'll have one of my seltzers, you know, like just look at just those habits and like how we travel and how we do things from our parents' generation to our generation to our kids. They've already lost so many. And I'm not saying drinking and driving and smoking marijuana is bad. I mean, good things, but like, just think about how many different freedoms and liberties that we've lost just from our parents' age.
Yeah. We've gotten weaker because I mean, if you look at the four of us, Skaggs and I, hunting and camping, you're mixed martial arts, you're ex-military. You know what I mean? Like, if shit hit the fan tomorrow, like I'm not saying I'm prepared, but I am saying I'm going to last a little longer than,
you're
you
more
know,
likely
the
to
blue-haired
survive.
girl
Yeah, right.
down the street whose diet consists of chocolate chip cookies and hot
Starbucks.
Cheetos. Yeah.
A lot of
I
those
know.
people's
I'll be all right.
worldview is influenced by the fact that they don't know how like nature,
Life
the
really
world
works.
really works, right? Like they've
They've been padded. We lived in
Yes.
the softest time ever. We're hungry. We go to Quick Check. You know, you want a coffee, you go to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. Oh, you need, you know, rice and spark plugs and this thing. You can go to a hardware store. Like everything's just a drive at your fingertips. It's not like, okay, go grab 2 sticks, start fire, stay warm while you're soaking wet, dying.
Skaggs and I have friends. We go camping religiously almost twice a year.
Mhm.
And we have a big group of friends, and there's just guys and
You guys
girls.
went
There's-
not too long ago, right? I saw
Yeah,
you guys
for
went
my
out, right?
birthday.
Yeah. Nice. Happy
and
birthday.
thank you. It was pretty dope. And there's just the girls. I understand it's cold, it's wet. They don't want to get. But even some of the guys are like, I can't do more than one night. I'm not going out at all. Like,
Yeah.
test your metal
I roll
once every
They
so
suck.
often. Like,
Yeah.
make sure the balls is still working. Like,
I get it, but I'm a bitch when it comes to this because I'm like, I work too hard to sleep on the ground for fun.
nah. I slept
where
with
I'm
this
at.
bitch next to me.
Well, no,
snoring
my problem
farted
is I
for
have
8
so many
hours straight.
injuries. If I sleep on the ground, I'm stuck like
break.
this for 2 days. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get it, man. Believe me.
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
That's one of
It's
the
still
Skaggs,
fun, though.
all I had was a 2-inch mat. I finally bought myself an inflatable
this
mat.
dumbass literally
He
bought
rolled
a
over and
mat.
looked at me. And he's like,
I had an
"How are you
inflatable
sleeping
mattress
like this?"
He has
Yeah.
like a fucking he had like
An
a Subway
insulated mat.
sandwich.
I know what
that
it
he was
is.
sleeping on.
But I had one too, like the sleep mats that you can just like, it's lightweight to pack and you throw it down. It gives you a little buffer between the ground.
It's insulated, yeah.
But
So
the
I
other
had-
thing is too, is like
Little
that's
self-inflating ones.
the big thing.
now I got that.
You guys familiar with grounding?
For electricity?
Well, for humans.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's like the same thing for electricity, but I was at this event, but I talked to a lot of eccentric people that were there as well. But they have like grounding beds and grounding mats, and they're like you can plug it right into like the third plug, the little hole, the grounding hole on your outlet,
Sure.
because it comes back to like, we're one with nature. We're supposed to be outside.
Oh,
We're
walking around
animals, right?
barefoot. Yeah.
Walking
Yeah.
around barefoot, touching the ground, like that recharges you. That's part of the recharging process, right? So the other big thing that they do, they have these little pads you can put at the end of your butt that your feet go on, and it's like plugged into the wall, so you're grounding and you're getting that same grounding electricity.
Nice.
It's good for recovery and detoxifying and everything else.
Skaggs, remember when we went camping
Yeah.
and we were Skaggs and I woke up hungover, and we were just like, let's try this. Barefoot walk through the woods.
Oh, it's amazing. Pine
You guys were
needles.
good?
Yes.
Yeah.
You start in the moments that we
Yeah.
did it, you felt better. It was weird. I don't know how to explain it. I don't
Dude,
know if
I
we were
always
wrapped
say,
up
like,
in the moment,
when
but
I'm down the shore and I'm hungover, I jump in the ocean. It like takes your hangover away.
Brian
Yeah.
does that at Montauk.
Yeah, definitely.
He
I do it all the
dives right
time.
into the freezing cold water and he's
Yep.
fine.
It like knocks you out of it. I mean, sometimes I'll do that and then I got to take a nap and I'll be okay. But like, but like certain things like that, where Mr. Malay over there, he'll just keep going. He is a fucking animal.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to do the job,
It was
right?
well behaved tonight. I
You
made
were
2
very well
beers.
behaved
I
today.
made 2
I
beers
know.
tonight. Normally,
But
I'm
it- no, but
doing
if we-
bourbon or Scott like Chris,
If we
Yeah,
get,
I haven't stopped since earlier this afternoon.
if we get
Good for you.
free time and you wide with him, he is a madman. I'm just saying.
You guys are both in Jersey, right?
no,
I'm in
he's
Rhode Island.
Ah, okay. You're in Jersey, right?
yeah, he's from Jersey originally
Okay.
too.
We got to try and get something together where the majority of the community can meet up
That would
one
be
night
dope,
and definitely do
Yeah,
something.
because like Nick
Oh
and
my
Ant
God.
from We the People, they're in New Jersey. There's a couple. Alan's
and then
not too far.
Alan's in New York. He's in Long
Yeah,
Island. or
He's on
something
Long
like that.
Island. Yeah, I think he's in Nassau. I mean,
Yeah.
Suffolk.
He's not far.
I think that's-
We could get him in there.
So we could definitely do something all together. But
Yeah,
are we good to end on here, or are we gonna just
I'm good, man.
I'm sure we've lost every listener by
That's
this
fine.
time. Anyway.
I had a
Yeah,
fucking
right.
blast, and that's
We're
all that counts at the end
interesting.
of the day.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
I just got the text. Are you done yet?
Even though, yeah,
I got the
even
same
though
one
I'm sure
first,
we've
like, come
lost.
get the baby.
Yeah, I know.
Where can everybody find you guys? Shout it out. Go for it.
Okay, if you can find us, we're on IG Sergeant Samurai, and then follow our backup account Sergeant Samurai 2.0. We're on YouTube for now at Sergeant and Samurai Podcast. We're on Rumble, and we are on Spotify, Amazon, etc. I'm also working on, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, setting up live streams. So we're going to be on StreamYard and a couple other things. So this way you guys can watch us live and pick up our recordings. And we're working on a website, so
Nice.
that's where we're at.
That's
Yeah.
an idea for us as well, man.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they just keep tacking all our stuff, so it's just
You
like
have
we
to.
got to go to places where it's
didn't
listen.
we get in trouble recently for somebody trying to do a big link tree with all of our links on it?
Oh, yeah, we did a
Yeah,
yeah,
they
Yeah,
took
that
it
was
down.
The Orange
I
Men
think
made a,
Clint from- yeah.
yeah, they made a link tree for everybody, and it got nuked. I don't even
Yeah.
understand why.
Yeah.
It was
Thanks.
nuked in like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
So-
hard being a gangster, boys.
Yeah, I guess
Hard
so.
being a
Thug life
gangster.
shows us, baby.
Yeah.
All
They're
right.
coming for us, man. They're coming for us.
Yeah.
Dude, guys, thanks for having us on. I really appreciate it. Next time you guys are to hop on us, we should definitely every so often this touch base and drop an episode.
The new
Yeah.
year, man. I think that's how we're gonna end up starting the year off. So
Nice.
we'll
think
hop
that's
on
good,
shows, we'll
guys.
have people on. So thank you guys, Sergeant Samurai, for coming on. It's been an awesome time. Doom Nation, thank you again. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Adios, everyone.
Later.